Yeah, mate, yeah, no, just fucking telling you, welcome to the fucking Your Mate Tom podcast, and yeah, he's a good fella, mate. We'll talk about this and that. We can't really mention the things that he's you know, we won't go there, but oh, you know what I mean. I don't really have to fucking explain it to you, but you know what fuck Donny's voice would fucking really gets you in the throat, right there in the fucking in the esophagus, right there. But yeah, mate, yeah, Nolan's a bit deeper, and it actually feels good and a bit of a nice little scratch on the throat. But yeah, mate, this is Your Mate Tom's podcast. So enjoy, and yeah, mate, it's just a bit of fun, you know, a bit of fun, bit of a hoot, bit of a laugh, bit of a yarn. You know what I mean? Yeah, should have been there, should have seen it, should have heard it. Make sure to fucking like and subscribe his stuff and sign up to his Patreon, and yeah, mate, if you've seen the latest Sassy Sasquatch series show, fucking give that a watch as well if you want. I mean, it's there if you want, mate, but... And also, my Nolan's Long Weekend is back up and running, and it always has been, and fucking always fucking will be, mate, so, yeah, mate, fucking Donny show, fucking, where's the fucking Donny show? Come on, fucking make the Donny show, they're speaking through me now.
That's why I just wanted to do a whole interview. I was like, hey, Sassy, what do you think about this?
Oh,
what about you, Donny?
If I can just squeeze a word in, just so I can chuck in my 2 cents, fucking shut the fuck up, Clarence. You fucking get out of here, you fucking... Oh, sorry about that, Donny. What are you even fucking... Get out of Jarrad's fucking body, you cunt. Oh, alright, I'll leave now. Yeah, fucking no. Let's go.
Thanks, bro. That's awesome.
Oh, oh yeah, true. Shit. We're not ironing all them, are we?
Yeah, of course.
Are we?
Nah. Nah, come on.
Shit.
Could you imagine?
I'll do it.
If we were, we'd be starting off with this, and then this will be the final boss. A final boss battle after you gain experience fighting all the little minions first.
At least it's just these 2 creatures, but mainly.
Yeah, true.
From what we've seen. I mean, like I said, I'm no fun.
But a shirt you can do much easier, huh?
Yeah.
That's your comfort zone.
Yeah, like I said, I was in the Army Cadets. When I was like 14.
I was in the army.
I only stayed in it just so I can shoot a gun.
And how was shooting a gun?
Yeah, sick. Got a fucking bullseye.
Fuck yeah.
200 metres away. Nah, it was cool. We did do some pretty cool stuff, like abseiling and shit off like big cliffs in the bush and shit, and like raw bush camping, like do you know what a hoochie is?
Hoochie? No.
It's basically just a camouflaged rectangle tarp that you make a clearing on the ground, and you get your tarp and you tie it to trees and you just fucking sleep under it with whatever you got.
Fuck yeah.
And
that would be a pretty cool experience.
yeah, it was fucking sick. Yeah, actually pretty
Teach you life skills.
Yeah, they taught a lot, but I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't listening because a lot of it was theory. It was kind of like a class almost. And then they said, "Oh yeah, at the end of the year we're going to an actual army barracks where you get to shoot a gun." I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll stay for that," because I was almost going to quit. I was like, "Nah, stay in because you get to shoot a fucking gun at the end of the year." And I'm like, okay. And yeah, you know what the Ostire, I think that's what they're called, the Ostire, the rifles that the army military use?
Nah, what's that?
They're the cool ones, like the with the little nozzle and the magazines at the back here and the triggers here.
Like this kind of like World War I one?
No.
Guns or not really?
Nah, that's what they use today. Like you see Anzac Day, like in their ceremonies and shit. Got to shoot one of those, which was really cool. But I got a bullseye on the fucking kid next to me's target because I was like aiming at his instead of mine, and then so you shot his target. I was like, saw mine. Just gave the kid a fucking dweeb a bullseye. He didn't even know how to do it. Like, I do it. Like with a eyepiece there. Like, no, don't fucking shoot at the fucking eyepiece. No, it's fun, but.
Is that how you get a black eye?
Yeah, I fucking know. That's how you go missing. I'm kind of like nervous doing this. This is like, this is the wedding suit. What if I fuck this up? I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Maybe actually put it on so I'll be able to see it better. It's a nice suit. When did you get it?
Maybe a week before my Mexico trip, so about almost 2 months ago.
Nice.
We're just gonna need a lint roller.
Yeah, that might actually help them better than my hand.
Is that like smoking chocolate or something? Taco juice, fish sauce. That's
yeah, it should be good.
Alright, cool.
Wait, show us your sleeves real quick. It's hard to tell because it already naturally sort of creases when you move.
Yeah.
Which is like...
Yeah, which is alright.
Yeah, fuck, I don't know. There's probably heaps of people watching this, like, just going like, no, you gotta iron it this way, and you gotta iron that, and that's crinkly. And I'm like, yeah, alright. I reckon it's sweet.
Yeah, it should be alright. Maybe we'll get a second opinion tomorrow for the last.
Because it doesn't take long to iron shit. Maybe I might iron my shirt real quick.
For a practice run?
Yeah, because I would rather sacrifice my shirt than yours. Oh man, you should have got You got a Spider-Man suit, eh?
I do.
Why don't you wear that under it?
Just in case shit goes down?
Yeah, just in case. No.
Okay, the vest is good.
Yes.
Never worn a 3-piece before. I knew before getting married, I'm like, nah, I've got to wear a 3-piece.
I don't think I've worn a suit before. That's my year 10 formal, but that was like a suit from an op shop.
Another professional tailors watching this. Like,
no!
Oh, for God, I can't watch this.
That's not how you do it. That's not how you use the ironing board. That's not the bit where you do it. Or they could actually be going, he's...
Oh, great, he fucking squirted on the bloody shirt. You don't do that. That's not what it's for.
You're supposed to use fabric softener before you do that. You're supposed to charge it for 20 minutes before you touch it.
Let me guess, you put tap water inside there? Oh, great, yeah. I didn't actually, I put puree water.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's definitely not what you do. You put mineral water, if anything. There's always fucking someone rapping shit. Sitting there in their fucking living room, like eating chips, going, that's not how you fucking do shit. Fuck off, cunt.
Yeah, fuck off. Fuck out of here.
The internet's fucking savage, eh? I don't mind having a little read and fucking seeing what some people fucking say on some things. Man.
Brutal, right?
It's brutal. Like, imagine if you heard them say the shit they say in real life. Fuck. I don't think everyone would be all nice.
We're disconnected, right? Like, behind your keyboard, you don't get to actually have a chance to have empathy for someone by seeing their facial reaction or their body language. You're just behind the keyboard, like, fucking dickhead.
Yeah, I felt so bad. Like, last time I was mucking around with Danny and her brother, because we were like on this this sort of website where you can sort of call people all over the world, or like it's like a big group chat but all over the world, and you can
it's like that chat roulette or Omegle, like one of
maybe, I don't know, it was something similar to that. And as soon as I heard someone, I just started like ripping into him. I can't remember what I was saying. I was nothing like too mean, but I was just like, "Hey, you fucking come over here and say that, can't you fucking?" There was a pommy guy. Like, look, mate, like I'm just coming on here to have a good time and chat and all that sort of stuff. I was like, "Yeah, well, you fucking want to be able to fucking skull a BB, you fucking dog," or something like that. And then like I just figured like I was cracking up at the fact that we've advanced so far in like technology where you can like literally talk to anyone in the world like like within seconds. Talk to anyone. Like back in the day, I had to send like letters that get sent by like ships and sails and stuff. And the first thing you do is like, "Hey, fuck you, go there. You go, hey, fuck you. You're on the other side of the world. Fuck you. Yeah, well, fuck you too." Like,
I think it's a lack of consequence. Because you can just say shit to someone, hang up, and then never see them again. Whereas back then, if you disrespected someone like that, you'd probably get killed or get challenged to a duel. You get shot, you get slapped with a glove or something.
Man, I always have that thought.
People
Imagine...
don't get punched in the face enough. I think that's the problem here.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
So I don't know if you ever met someone who was just like the biggest cunt, and then they get punched in the face, and it really humbled them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it'd be fun to
I'm
ask.
saying violence is always is the answer, but
So
sometimes all I'm saying is that getting punched in the face is not the worst thing
nah.
for certain people.
Well, it's a real slap in the face. Like a slap in the face isn't even that much.
That's even more humiliating.
Yeah.
Would you rather get slapped by a man or punched?
Or backhand. What's the difference?
Oh, the disrespect.
Yeah, that's proper.
Nah, that's trauma. That's PTSD shit.
Proper like.
You'd lose your confidence after that.
What?
It's a fine line between like getting humbled and losing your confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But well, it's a fucking internet. There's fucking 8 billion people in the world now. So
it's 8 billion now.
Yeah, but I saw something somewhere.
I saw something somewhere.
That's it. It was
Pleasure source.
Probably, yeah. I don't know. It's probably fucking fake. I don't know. It's fake news. Remember that? Fake news.
Fake news.
Fucking going on. I don't know. I'll try to keep you out of it as much as I can. But I still like fucking check in just to have a laugh to see what people are fucking whinging about.
Yeah. Have a laugh as an observer.
Yeah.
Don't get sucked in too much.
It is funny, but I do find myself like picking a side and go, yeah, fuck this. And like, nah, I'm gonna say that. I'll stay out of this. Stay out of this shit.
It's easy to get sucked in, man.
So
negative energy just kind of like pulls you in.
It's
like a demon,
attractive.
like, hey, come here. Look at that guy. What a dick. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, fuck that guy.
It's definitely attractive. And like there's even been times where I've even started to write out a fucking thing like, no, hang on, fuck you. Well, it's more like this. I don't know, get all like, fuck. You know what, fuck, this guy over here's got a point. And then I realise like, oh shit, because like, it's on Instagram or something, I got like a blue tick and I'm like, oh fuck, nah, I shouldn't. People probably like, no, I shouldn't. Shit. Like, I'm not like anonymous on the internet anymore. And it's just like, yeah, no, I better stay out of it.
You're not Noob Master 69.
No. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I can't really.
I remember the anonymous days. Yeah, I can't do that either. No. I'm sure there's some dumbass comments that I've left, which is just on record forever now.
Yeah, same, somewhere.
Just because I acted from a reactive place, instead of taking a breath and stepping back.
Oh, man, I reckon...
And you feel so embarrassed and ashamed, like, man, I can't believe I got sucked into this bullshit.
Just like, not even that, but like, everyone does it when they're fucking young. But like, the old Facebook posts or MySpace shit you used to put up, everyone's embarrassed of what they used to chuck up on the internet and shit. Like, I wonder if everyone today is going to be fucking heaps embarrassed later on about everything that's been going on. Like, fuck, what were we fucking fighting about? We were fighting? How bizarre.
I don't know.
Nah, that'll never happen. Fighting's funny as. I don't know what I'm doing. I should just wear a t-shirt. It's that fucking crinkle I'm scared to like.
You can wear my Spider-Man suit if you want.
Yeah, that would be really nice. I've had some Guzmans, so probably shouldn't.
It's going to show all your body crinkles.
Yeah, probably shouldn't.
You can fast tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then all the beers.
Yeah, well, I'm only going to have 2 beers.
Tomorrow? Yeah, right.
Oh, tomorrow? No. I mean tonight. Yeah, tomorrow.
Nah, don't be ridiculous.
No, I won't have beers. I'll get into the wines.
Smoke cigars, playing poker. Nice suits.
Yeah, wines and like a nice scotch or something.
Yeah.
If they've got that at the bar. Or a whiskey. I'm more of a...
Do you like tequila?
I haven't had it enough to appreciate it. So I already forgot what it sort of tastes like.
I feel like the trick is with tequila, you gotta have it like sip at a time, like how the Mexicans do it.
Yeah.
It's a very like Western thing to have it in shots. So why do you think so many people hate tequila? Do you think because it tastes bad, or is it because, well, yeah, if you imagine if every time you had scotch, instead of having it on the rocks, you just boom, Just fucking scull it all, and then you'd be like, nah, I can't do scotch. It's like, yeah, when you drink it in ridiculous amounts every time you do it, no wonder.
Fuck yeah. My mate made like his own moonshine and like his own whiskey. I'm pretty sure it was whiskey.
What's moonshine made out of? What's it fermented from?
I don't know, water and a bit
No,
of
that's rum. Rum is sugarcane.
I really don't know. I'm so like I can pretend I know. And say it's made of water and the light. That fuck man. When I was last time I had mushrooms, I did this thing where I was like nearly about to spew and I was like not feeling good at all. So I did the most hippiest thing I've ever done in my life. It was a full moon night and I like sat back and Danny gave me a glass of water, and because it's puree, she told me this about puree water. Because it's so pure and there's nothing in it, there's no minerals or anything in it, that it would actually, when you drink it, it actually pulls minerals from you and takes it from you instead of giving it to you. I think something like that. I don't know the science behind it.
Yeah, 'cause I know distilled water is like that. They take everything out of it.
Yeah, so you it said it like pulls what's already in you and shit. So I was like thinking, fuck, I need some minerals. So I need some power. I need something to help me get through this. Like I was having like a sort of a bad trip. So I held up my water between me and my eye and the full moon, and I was looking at it like making sure like the moon is in my glass, and I'm like, fill this up with awesome full moon energy and cleanse me. Like please cleanse me and like fix me. And then I was like, all right, sweet. And then I sculled it like a Viking. I was just sitting there like dribbling and everything. I finished it. I was in my backyard. And I was like, yeah, midnight or something. And I was like, okay, yeah, fix me. And then moments later, like, literally maybe like 3 minutes, I just went, oh, I've got to go to the fucking toilet. So I sat on the toilet just like expecting to just explode on the toilet and just like vomit while I'm shitting as well. Just, but it never happened.
Alright.
What happened was I was sitting there just like fucking naked on the toilet, like sweating and shit, just my head in my palm and stuff like that. Oh no. Open up my eyes and the whole like toilet room was like fucking, the tiles are crawling up the walls like in Fear and Loathing Las Vegas and shit. I was just looking at that, oh no. And you know when you close your eyes, if you're having a real powerful shroom trip, it's almost like DMT-like.
Yeah, absolutely.
I closed my eyes and the worst imagery was like about like 20 Jack-in-the-Boxes with a clown head just going, and I'm just laughing at myself going, why is this the fucking worst trip I've ever had? Like, but I'm laughing and just going, this is fucked. Like feeling pins and needles and tingling and just everything that you don't want to feel, and sitting on the toilet as well, sweating and it's hot, and you're just like, fuck, this is like, how did I get in this situation? Because it was that mushroom chocolate, and it was from Amsterdam, and yeah, I had a lot more than what Danny had, because I wanted her to feel safe, that she had a little bit and I had a lot more, and I didn't like measure how much I just fucking ate the bar of chocolate, and it was probably like 4 grams maybe, or maybe just under. I really don't know. It was really strong, and I was like going, oh, I need to get rid of this feeling, and I was expecting to fully just pierce out shit, just like, and I was like feeling, oh no. So is this is filming, eh?
Yeah.
Sorry if this is getting like full graphic, but instead of that, you know when you just have a real solid one? It's like just one, just one solid like brick. And it's like, you only need 2 wipes, like it's just perfect. And it came out just so slowly.
Just the one?
Just that one, and it just like dropped like in the water. And I was just like as soon as that happened, my trip just turned into rainbows and happiness and like, something came in my head as it happened, because I just had my back fixed with dry needling, and the guy, he's like amazing, like who fixed my back, he's just like, oh, your neck is like out of whack, and he just like, oh, just do this, and he just went, and I felt like my whole body just got instantly straightened after years and years of having this pain and shit. I just felt like, wow, whatever he done to me, he knows what he's doing. And I was like, the next day, I was like, wow, I feel so free and relieved. And back to the shroom shit. As it happened, I just had a voice in my head that said, it's just like when you, it's just like your back being fixed. And I was like, oh, it's like all that negativity, anxiety, and just metaphorically shit that I've been carrying around just emptied me. And I was just like so light, loving rainbows. I came into the bedroom where Danny was and she was watching something or like chucking on Avatar or something. I'm just there like, I'm back, like this, I'm having the best trip ever and shit. And then I realised, oh, it was the fucking moon water that I drank. I said, please fix me and cleanse me. Take everything negative out of me. I sculled that. It instantly felt, oh, I need to go to the toilet. It all came like the worst trip like ever, sitting on the toilet, like all these clown visions and everything, and like it got so bad that I was like laughing at it, just going like, this is like textbook what you don't want to happen, and it's fucking like, this is of course, this is fucking cheeky shroom, and yeah, it actually cleansed me and fixed me, and I was like, I'm still buzzing from it. That was like fucking 3 months ago.
Yeah. It was like that first mushroom trip I had with you and Kai climbing the trees. I was going through like anxiety, and then as soon as I let out a fart, it was like, oh, it's like transmuting that fear and anxiety into little poop particles.
Literally.
All that shit, right?
Yeah. That
you're carrying around, you let it go, and it's like, okay, I feel good now.
It all makes sense, eh? Like, you got to deal with your shit. You got to get rid of the shit you're carrying around. And
yeah, literally.
It's like, it's metaphorical as.
And literal.
And literal, physically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, it was just like, real funny, like, perfect vision of clowns and jacket boxes all next to each other and just stretching on in a black infinite space of just like the clown from Simpsons, like the clown bed that Bart has.
Yeah. Ooh. Hello, Joe.
Lisa needs braces.
Fuck.
Dental plan.
Lisa needs braces.
But yeah.
Lisa needs braces. Oh, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's funny though, the interplay between the physicality and symbolic and how tightly they are related to each other, you know?
Oh, and it just makes you laugh. Like, you just go, like, you just crack up to yourself and go, fuck, of course, it's so simple and something so complex, like the human mind and shit, can really be so simplified with humour and, like, just a funny situation you get yourself in. I don't need to fucking iron my sleeves. They're going to be covered in my suit jacket. What am I doing? What else?
That's true. Alright.
That's good enough, right?
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of a crease.
People watching, no, it's freaking horrible. It should be right, mate.
It's going to be under my jacket, so just crunch it up, just chuck it over. Nah, I better hang it.
Yeah, actually. Nah. Ooh, 2-ply Egyptian cotton.
Egyptian cotton?
Egyptian cotton.
Interesting.
Sewed by Moses himself.
Nice. Is he still around?
In spirit. His words live on, right?
Yeah, I don't really know his words. Not really up to date.
He was the one that...
he parted the river, didn't he?
Yeah, he was the one who wrote down the 10 Commandments.
Oh, yeah, I see, yeah, I only know that from The Simpsons.
It's like, let my people go. Let my people go. Let your people go?
Oh, yeah, Skinner was the fucking... Pharaoh, right. Alright, so what's the damage done with this one? Oh, fuck. That's good.
Fuck.
Because you're going to be this is going to be mostly covered all day, eh? Oh, hello, little cat. Oh, careful, there's hot stuff. There's hot stuff, little...
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Little feline.
Feline Felix. Have you got those exercises where you're just trying to make whole sentences with the same, like, word starting with the same letter? You precarious, pompous, petty. I don't know.
Yeah.
Prick.
Yeah, I'm so bad at like English.
English, period.
Just
Sentence.
just vocabulary. I'm just so bad with it. Let's just give it a bit of a.
Oh shit.
Bit of this.
Risky business, mate.
I worked at Big W, and yeah, I used to fucking have my Big W shirt was a button-up shirt, the blue ones, all crinkled up in my school bag with my lunchbox and shit. And luckily they had a in the lunchroom, like near the lunchroom, there was a little spare room that had an ironing board and an iron in there. So I was like, oh fuck yeah, fucking crinkle these out. And then while I'm doing that, fucking heaps of the other guys that were working there just wearing the most crinkliest Big W shirts.
Oh, really?
Because they're like, fuck, I don't even have to fucking iron my shirt. This guy's like scrunched up fucking lolly paper. Or something. Oh yeah. So yeah.
Did you watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah, I like Breaking Bad.
There's a video of Gus teaching you how to iron a suit.
Wait, which one was Gus?
The Los Pollos Hermanos boss.
Wait, is he the one that has a serious face?
Yeah,
And the
with
glasses. Yeah, okay, yeah. What, in character or the...
No, it's like a joke, but it's in character.
Yeah, sick.
If you want to be respected, look respectable. That's his philosophy on his suits. He's so neat, you know.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah, this is better. Alright, I'm back, baby.
And we want to charge our crystals under the moonlight, but we won't even bloody iron your shirt, mate.
I haven't played with crystals in ages, eh? When I was like first into them, I was like, ooh, crystals! Like full, trying to like go out and find them and pick them and shit, and I still wear one.
That'd be cool. They go on crystal hunting.
Yeah, I've only ever found, what are they called?
Can I have a sip of your beer?
Yeah, of course. Well, they
I don't want to fall one.
had found clear quartz crystals and like the
So can I have a sip?
This is coming out nice.
Beer is. Ooh. Oh, very nice. You want to be all suited up tomorrow? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. I know that tune.
Legend of Zelda.
Ah, cool.
What's going on, mate? Yeah, not for much. What's been happening? It's not like I've been hanging out all day.
Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think last time I saw, it was Valentine's Day.
Was it actually the guys last time we saw each other?
It was Valentine's Day. Like, do you reckon? It was like,
Oh yeah.
what? Well, it's almost. It wasn't this year's Valentine's Day, was it? Wait.
No, it was. This was before I even proposed, because. Oh, here we go. That's better.
Wait, what the fuck did me and Danny do this Valentine's Day?
Because Yesenia actually thought I was going to propose to her when we were at the gorge,
Oh, really?
and there was a moment. It was like this beautiful moment, and I go down inside my backpack. She's like, "Oh, this is the moment," and I'm like, "I got it, the drone!" And she was like, "Oh, of course."
How did you propose? I don't think I know that story.
I went to Cathedral Range, that mountain that I was going to take you.
Oh, yeah.
We won't have time.
Yeah.
We just hiked up a mountain
Yeah.
because you got to make sure that they can make it.
Yeah.
Right? You got to put it through some work, and yeah, basically just
proposed at the top of the mountain. Beautiful sunset. It was epic. We had the whole mountain to ourselves.
Oh.
It's like a mountain ridge that goes for like kilometers at a time.
Yeah.
No, it was epic, man.
Fuck yeah. What was your trick? Did you do a trick? Like, you're like, oh, I just gotta get the old Polaroid out of the bag and fuck.
Yeah, well, she thought, like, because I got the ring and I, like, was about to drop it into her hand, and she thought that I went to get a joint.
Yeah.
She thought I was about to drop a joint into her hand, but it was, like, the ring, and then all the emotions flood, and she was like, oh, about time. She didn't speak.
Oh,
yeah, man.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, you gotta... It was like ages, man. We've gone out for like 8 years at this point.
Really? That's how many years me and Donny have been together.
You go past the warranty period. But like all jokes aside, I think it's important to like wait until that initial kind of honeymoon lovey-dovey phase fizzles out.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that can like fizzle out and you like sober out and you're like, I don't like this person. Why am I with you?
Yeah.
And a lot of people get married like straight away, like 6 months going out, a year. And sometimes it can work out, but other times not so much.
That's it. You got to like go through all the stages, not just like the honeymoon phases. Like you got to have your first like big fight and shit like that. You got to have your fucking.
You got to go through your darkness, make sure she stays with you.
Yeah, you got to see the worst in each other and stuff like that. And like, if you're still both there at the end of the day, at the end of those days and shit, and you still, you figure it out after, and you go, look, we can sort this out, fix it, and then you're fucking high-fiving and playing Mario together, then, that's fucking, you did it sort of thing. Like, well, like me and Donny, like, we've had a lot of, like, not a lot. Like, just like we've had a couple of ups and downs in the 8 years. You're gonna have ups and downs, and we've like grown better for it. Like, obviously, like that's like the most typical fucking thing to say, but it's fucking real. Like, you see that you two are like each other's mirror, and
100%.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like. Yeah, when
and both the good and the bad parts, right? Like you hold up a mirror right in front of your face, and sometimes what you will get angry about that person, it's like all your personality traits that you don't like about yourself. That's why they challenge you more than anyone.
That's how you recognise it's annoying in someone else because the same things in yourself annoy you, and it's weird. We sort of like we always pull each other up on it. And like be a smart ass sometimes. Just be like, look, mate, you're talking to your reflection right here. She's like, shut the fuck up. You do this shit too. It's like, yeah, I know, but so do you.
Yeah, it's so true. But you like yell at each other. Like when you essentially just throw some clothes everywhere. I'm like, mate, can't you just be more organised? But then I reflect back on myself, even now talking about it. I'm like, man, I'm fucking totally unorganised. You know? Like I might not technically throw my clothes everywhere, but I'm so unorganised in all these other areas in life.
Yeah.
And then when I see that in her, it's like I just get pissed off at myself.
Yeah. You just go,
maybe it's like sort of that thing of like, come on, man, you can do better than this.
Yeah, yeah. It's sort of like a running joke every now and again. Like if we like go for like somewhere cool, like a kayak or somewhere, or like, because I don't really drink that much. Like we just got these just because, fucking earth. And but like if we go out like kayaking or something, Danny will, let's just grab a 6-pack and have a couple of beers on the beach. I'm like, fucking alky while I'm rolling like 3 joints for the trip.
I was like so like the majority of my stony is just like judging people for drinking and like literally getting high every single day.
Fucking alcoholic.
Yeah. And you rationalize it. You're like, but weed's different. And it's like, but you're still using the substance to escape from reality. You know?
100%. And you just like,
it's not much different.
Nah, and you just sort of laugh at yourself. Like now it's just a joke. Now, like I just joke around. But like back in the day I just did like, and sometimes I do catch myself like going fucking I wouldn't want to fucking bring a beer or something to like fucking beach or something like that. I'll just rather bring a joint, and then I realise it's the same fucking thing, really, sorta. Not the same, but like in the what you just said. It's like what's it called? What did you say?
Like using an external substance.
Yeah.
Escape from the present. Really.
Yeah.
So you feel like you need something else outside of you to
like a crutch.
lift you.
Yeah, yeah.
Sort of like cultivating that within. But it's hard to cultivate it within, you know, without anything.
Yeah,
Because even if you take drugs out of the equation, like I don't smoke anymore, but I still escape in all these other ways.
There's so
through
many
video
ways,
games or
yeah.
social media or thinking negative thoughts or whatever. You know?
Definitely found myself to be a lot, like the most thing I'm probably addicted to at the moment is coffee. I've been drinking so much coffee, it's really bad.
How many coffees do you drink a day?
It went from 3 coffees a day, and then sometimes it's 5. Sometimes
Shit.
the most would be 6.
Dude.
But not all the time.
Not all the time. Look, you're justifying it. Not all the time.
It's all the time. Right, it's all the time. Like today I've had 2.
You bloody junkie. No, look at you.
No.
No, you're right, mate. That's like me. That's like me and chocolate, pretty much.
Yeah, well, same with chocolate. Like, I used to eat fucking so much chocolate. And, like heaps back in the day, like when I was, like in my teenage years. And I'd just be, I'd actually put on a lot of weight from eating chocolate when I was, like, a lot younger. And then, I started to, cut back a bit. And then, fucking got fit, and then I found chocolate again, and I put it on again, and then I like started drinking heaps of coffee, and because I used to always drink teas, and like Tetley tea, just normal tea,
just black tea, English breakfast.
with a bit of milk and that, and then that turned into coffee, and then I was like a coffee in the morning when I wake up, and now every morning when I wake up it's a coffee. And then I'll have a secondary coffee to like perk me up again, like maybe an hour after my first coffee. And then I wouldn't have a coffee until like after lunch if I get home and I'm like a bit fucking, that was a big fucking walk or something like that. Have fucking coffee, fucking get started on something. Because I'm always at the computer as well when I'm making the show. And like sitting down and like if I'm like editing or if I'm drawing or something, I always need something there, like something to nibble on or something to sip, and it's always just like a tea or a coffee or a fucking like a juice or something. I just need something to keep me seated, and time just goes by so quickly that I'm drinking 5 coffees, and I'm just like fucking wired as, and I like have 2 scoops of coffee too, and I'm like fucking wired, and then I like like. I've actually started to notice some little things that like, when I go to bed, because I have a coffee in the night time as well, and I'll notice when I go to bed that I'll start twitching, I'll start like, fuck, like I need to move, I'm
you're like crackhead tweaking out.
Tweaking out, literally tweaking, like going, fuck, I need to like, and Danny's like, what's wrong, like, do you need a jiggle? Like, yeah, I need a jiggle, and I just just to get some.
I just need to get it out of my system. Just like,
she's like, oh yeah, you can jiggle. I don't care. Like I'm used to it. It sort of puts me to sleep. Like, just a jiggle, like move my legs around and shit, just for a little bit.
Get out of my system.
And then, like,
meditation and lifting weights, bro.
Yeah, I found working out.
That's a life changer.
Definitely helps. Like I got in a good routine working out.
Yeah, you fucking junkie.
I can't believe it. Smoke a real ciggy, you fucking.
I'm so disappointed in myself that I got myself hooked on this.
Can I actually have some?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually my favourite.
Strawberry kiwi, mate. Because I got myself, because like I quit.
That's smooth, eh? Whoa, wait, hold on. I can still do it. My days. This is still sort of
good shit, huh?
It tastes like 5 gums.
After eating 5 gums.
Holy shit.
It's like because I feel like I've been addicted to the motion of just taking something and inhaling it since I was like 12, started with weed and cigarettes. And I quit weed after a few cycles, but this time it was like for good. And then I'd like get into cigarettes a little bit just to kind of ease that transition. But then the tobacco, that like I don't know, man. There's like debates going on whether vaping is better than cigarettes, but I think it's probably just as bad, but in different ways. But I do notice that the tobacco is definitely much harsher on my throat.
Oh yeah, it's like getting stabbed by a fucking
Yeah.
lead pencil in the back of your fucking...
Because I've been doing singing lessons and stuff, and the singing teacher taught us about how like tobacco smoke and weed smoke as well just like fucking shreds your throat.
Really?
So I wanted to like, you know, develop my singing voice. And
Yeah,
I'm sure this isn't perfect for your throat, but I feel like it does a little bit less damage, but it's probably, I don't know, maybe making me what's the word when you can't have kids? Infertile.
Well,
I hope not.
I just think like...
Where's wood?
Well, right, yeah, that thing's made of wood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fucking, that's exactly right. Like, I quit weed, not now, obviously, I fucking still smoke weed, but I quit weed for like, I've quit it for like a week. Like, I didn't quit it, sorry, I had a break, because I was just like, yeah, I fucking had a break, and I had, my last nug, because I managed to get my hands on Pineapple Express, and to me, that's just like, the first movie I watched, that was a stoner movie, was Pineapple Express, and I watched it at the movies. And it was before I even smoked weed. I was still like young in high school, like early days. And so when I first smoked weed, I used to chuck that movie on and stuff, and like, just yeah.
You can't say that word because YouTube will demonetize me.
Oh really? So you're gonna bleep that out?
The W word.
Really? Oh, the devil's lettuce.
I call it Hushmakundi.
Hushmakundi. What was the other? There's like another name I heard of it, like the fucking something cabbage or something like that. I don't know. But
anyway, you were smoking Hushmakundi?
Yeah, Hushmakundi or whatever you want, the devil's lettuce or the
I don't know, maybe using the word devil will get into religious topics.
Oh really?
YouTube. I don't know.
Fucking hell, yeah, YouTube. You can't. YouTube. Oh,
and I hate this, man. I find myself like censoring myself. It's like, oh, I can't.
Man,
I swear I can't do this. I was like, I just did it then.
Yeah, I fucking
Did you just?
yeah.
Did you just fucking drop the F-bomb?
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, I can't stop. Oh, that's fucking. Fuck. Like, can you swear?
Jesus God.
Fucking hell.
Try to like space it out a little bit.
I'm trying. That's why I keep getting like age
Don't say it 3 times in one sentence.
I can't. Hey, you might need to bleep me, maybe. Like, I need like a squeaky toy.
I'm just messing around with you. You can do whatever you want.
No, because like seriously, like I'll get to that YouTube thing back in a sec. But yeah, when I quit, not stopped smoking, bloody what do you call it? Hushmakundi for a week. Just because, yeah, sorry, I had Pineapple Express, and I had like an ounce of it, and can I say Pineapple Express?
I don't think you can say pineapple because that can be used as like a homophobic slur or something.
Really?
I
don't know.
You can't say fruit.
The world's gone fucking mental, man. Like,
but you can believe it, right?
Yeah, I do. I was like, really? Shit. Fuck, I'm doing it. But anyway, so like, yeah, I decided to keep one nug of it, just like to because like I was never going to get it again, sort of thing. It was like such a novelty. Like, oh my god, like I've been smoking for like near 10 years, and this is the first time having this, and I was like, oh my god, this is like, and it was so nice, so like pure, and I knew the guy who grew it and everything like that. It was like so looked after and loved, and it was just beautiful. Like,
yeah,
like how do they describe it in the movie? Like, I just want to shove it up my nose and have that smell all day.
God's vagina.
yeah. Did you want to live it? Don't you just want to be it? Just want to live in there. But and then like, so I decided that I'll take about 10 days off or something like that, and I'll keep this nug, because usually I'll take a break when I've run out. And usually that helps me, like, oh, I've run out. None of it's nearby, so out of sight, out of mind. And it helps me. And I go, no, I'm going to do it differently this time. I'm going to keep the juiciest nug in a little jar, have it on my shelf, So I see it every day. I can pull it out. Oh, it smells so good. Like, because I just love smelling it. And then, because it has that like sort of Vicks vapor rub sort of smell to it, and it's just like so strong. So I like smelling it, but I didn't touch it for 10 days. So I found myself getting into Danny's cigarettes just to smoke something, and I was just like, I'm addicted to the action.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm addicted to the action, you know.
Just can't get enough.
Fucking action, man. And like,
You're an action man.
Yeah. And then I was like, smoking ciggies, like, it's just not the same. Like, you go from Kush Mahundi, what do you call it?
Kush Makundi.
Kush Makundi.
Hush Makundi.
Bush Makundi. Because you go from that, it's like sweet and nice and has like a musk stick kind of aftertaste. And then you go from a fucking durry and it's like burnt toast, like
death stick.
Just gross compared. And then I was like, nah, I'm not getting the same satisfaction. So I had a spare vape lying around. And it was, I'm pretty sure it was that same flavour, that 5 gum sort of strawberry flavour. And I found myself just puffing that, and because I was smoking it in the room while I was like editing, because I usually go outside to smoke. I'm just like filling up the room with like mist, and I'm like coughing, and I like, because you know when you get that vape coughing, it's kind of like it's like unnatural, sort of cough. Like
my friend got pneumonia.
Really?
Smoking too many vapes.
Yeah, hectic. Yeah.
Sometimes it's like you got to scare yourself and really remind yourself from the negative side effects, because I fucking got duped, man.
You got duped.
I got duped. Yeah, I think it's the sweetness as well. Like,
yeah, that's what I liked about it.
It's just this.
Yeah.
Maybe I should make like another version of. I don't know. Maybe that's why deep meditation. Like when I do deep breathing meditation, that gives me a better hit than this.
Oh yeah.
And I know this, but then I don't do it consistently.
Nah.
Instead of like smoking this.
That's
whatever
it.
the hell this is.
Like I don't really practice what I've preached in the past. Like meditation, I used to, and I still do in my own way, but not like the traditional way, like sitting down there and I'd meditate.
Sitting with your thoughts.
Yeah. I'd fucking sit there with my eyes open and just fucking zone out onto a view or something like that. Like
But that's really what it, like, meditation really is like the art of doing nothing. It's not like you got to do like this technique versus that technique. I mean, yeah, of course, like doing deep breath, Wim Hof kind of method helps.
Yeah.
But it's just really about sitting there and being comfortable with doing nothing.
And just hanging out with yourself.
Yeah, not like stimulating yourself, not going on like social media, just sitting there. Like you sitting there looking at like a sunset or even just staring at a wall. I feel like that would be an amazing practice, like literally just staring at a wall.
Yeah.
Because just allowing your mind to go into that flow state, you know?
Yeah. Let it just go down to like base, like, or like what the way when I first started trying to do it, like meditation, I always thought like, all right, I've got to be in somewhere so silent. I've got to block out all distraction noises. I've got to sit down perfectly still, posture up so I'm sort of uncomfortable, but I've got to be straight. All these like things, and I just sort of realised like, yeah, it's good. Like I did get to good places and everything, but it's just I couldn't keep doing it.
No, well, it's not really aligned with reality, because reality isn't always calm and perfect and this perfect cushiony pillow that you sit in.
There's going to be some
perfect room.
Someone down the road mowing it starts up his lawnmower or something, and you just go, fuck. But I feel like what I was telling you about. A few months ago or something, I meditated for the first time in like ages, like I properly meditated. But this time I didn't like try to shut up my thoughts and try to clear the mind as you're told to do. So what I did instead, there was planes going over, like little planes going, and like I can hear the cars down the road. I can hear kids playing in their backyard, like fucking hundreds of meters down. I can just hear them like laughing and all that sort of shit. And I'm first seeing it as these are distractions, But I was sitting in nature and like on this cool rock with among gum trees and stuff, and there was a kookaburra in the tree and shit. And cockatoos, like they come over, fucking biggest distraction ever. So what I did, instead of trying to block out all the sound and trying to quiet my mind, instead I went, I need to be grounded, because there was just so much going on. Like, you know, staying in a house at the time, my girlfriend's house. She's got a lot of family. Like there's like 6 people in the house at once, and it's like I'm not used to that. I'm not used to like a lot of social interaction. Like, 'cause I'm an introvert, extrovert, whatever you want to fucking call it. And so I needed my space. Like, so I was in there constantly for like 3 weeks. So that, I'm just feel wired up and I can't focus. So I just need to go for a walk. So I sat down on this rock in the bush, and yeah, millions of distractions. But instead of blocking it out, I decided I'm just going to let it in, and said I did close my eyes this time, and I instead put myself, like, I imagined myself as a game character in a open world game, which is Earth, and really put myself in it, like listen to everything. All right, there's cars down the road, there's here, and there's fucking planes flying over here. Fucking 2 hours that way is this place and everything. I'm just like laying it all out, and I was like fully in it, like smelling the smells, like, oh, that's fucking gum leaves and shit like that. I was just like really planting myself in reality and really just like sort of mentally feeling it all around me, and that's how I found the peace. Like the planes could be as fucking loud as they wanted, like going overhead, and it didn't bother me at all. And I was just like, whoa, like this is actually amazing. Like I'm using the sounds and distraction to keep me grounded. Like, oh yeah, I'm in reality. I'm not off with the fairies. Like I don't know. And after I did that for like not even 15 minutes, like sitting there having a good sesh, and then I got up. I opened my eyes. You know when you open your eyes after meditation, and it's like it's daytime, and you open your eyes, and everything's all just bright and one colour for a sec, and then it all sort of fades in, and like colours start coming back, and you're like, whoa, it's so fucking bright. I had my eyes closed for a bit, and I just felt like so just at peace and like grounded, I'd say. Like so grounded. I was like, whoa. I stood up, took 10 deep breaths and looking around and exhaling it all naturally. Just looking around, okay, fuck yeah, I feel like I'm pretty refreshed. And I got back to the house and with everyone and everything. I was just like loving being surrounded by people. Nothing like sort of bothered me. Not say that they bother me, it's just like I feel like I've got to give my attention to everything around me, and that like I feel drained from pushing myself to think that I have to do that.
Well, it's like we were talking about before, like an introvert needs to recharge by you need to be by yourself.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you're with, you know, sometimes you just need to
just plug into a tree.
Yeah, exactly. Get the Wi-Fi password.
Yeah, when
it's like that,
yeah. And some people like recharge from hanging out with lots of people, and they love it. Like they just need to be a social butterfly. And to me, that's like, oh, let's go out to a big party or a festival or a clubbing or something. To me, that's like, that's my worst fucking nightmare. I'd rather be at home having a coffee or a tea or something, just sitting watching a sunset.
Same.
Or by a crackling fire. That's
being at home, just doing your work, or reading a book, or even watching some YouTube video. Just being by myself.
Yeah,
I feel like that too. But then it can go too far the other way, where you spend too much time by yourself, and then the madness starts kind of kicking in. You're like, okay, I need to go out there in the world, you know.
Oh yeah, I've been there. I've been that madness thing.
Yeah,
for a bit, and it was definitely maddening, but it was fun. In a way, it was like I don't know, you start to get to know yourself on a weirder, deeper level, and you're just like, oh, maybe I should go fucking hang out with someone. I'm getting too deep here. Yeah. I might like just turn into fractals and like just disappear into the forest.
But it's important to be friends with yourself, you know. 'Cause at the end of the day, you're going to be the only person that's going to be with you.
Yeah.
From birth till death, you know.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure that you like yourself as a person.
I've always loved just hanging out, just hanging out with myself. Like if I go for a walk or something, or hang out in the forest, like I've always loved doing that, and it boggles my mind to think that there's people out there that can't do that, that can't hang with themselves.
Vast majority, man.
And that's
why we drown ourselves with drugs, alcohol, distraction, stimulation, social media, relationships.
Yeah,
and we just can't be alone, you know. You feel like you're drowning.
It's hectic, like, and I guess I can sort of get why. I don't know, some people, you know, they might have fucking things in their past that they've done and they feel ashamed for, where they can't even look at themselves in the mirror. They go, oh, see themselves in the mirror and go, oh, fuck you fucking... And then they just continue on with their day, whatever.
Yeah. I used to be like that, like in high school.
Oh, yeah.
I hate myself.
I still catch myself.
Look at me in the mirror like, look at you. Fucking useless.
I still sometimes do that. Yeah. God. Fucking do some push-ups. Fucking you. You used to look all right. Now you sort of let yourself go and stuff. Like, do some fucking push-ups. And it's a bit hard on myself. I want to fucking I'll just go for a jog or something like that. But or you say something silly.
But it's funny, like that balance, you know, because sometimes you just over-hate on yourself and it just becomes unproductive and you just kind of destroy your confidence more.
Yeah,
but sometimes you need that tough love. Like, come on, man. Get up.
Yeah.
Get up, rock.
Yeah. It's good to have a little laugh at yourself too.
Like, quit being a bitch. Go do some push-ups. Go to the bloody gym.
Go to the gym.
Put down the macas.
Yeah, do that.
It's like, really? You're going to have your 5th joint for today? Really?
Yeah. I do that and I'm like...
Oh, you think you're spiritual? Huh?
Yeah.
Pathetic.
You know? It's almost like your ego is paying you out.
Yeah,
Where you actually go like, wait a minute. Who the fuck are you? Tell me what to do. Like, you're not having an argument with yourself in the mirror. No, but it's even weirder to
do a skit like that. You're just yelling at yourself in the mirror. No. Sit down. You listen here. You'd be nothing without me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've done to sacrifice?
Do you know what I've done to sacrifice? I started this company.
Do you know how much I've sacrificed? That's a perfect beat. Talking to yourself in the mirror to your ego.
That's what Green Goblin does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's weird that we just brought that up. Me, your greatest creation.
Norman's on sabbatical, honey.
That's right. Fucking legend. But yeah, it's even weirder to think that some people, like, they look at each other, they look at themselves in the mirror and go, I love you so much.
Yeah.
And they just like, oh, what do you want to do today?
You're perfect.
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
Again, there's always a balance, right? Because then if you love yourself too much and then you let yourself slide from doing all these negative behavior patterns, it's like the mum who like overspoils their kid. It's like, oh no, you're perfect the way you are.
Yeah.
And it kind of like it is coming from love from their perspective, but man, there's so many ways that you're just like ruining your kid's life by not giving him that test of character, you know, to grow as a person.
Yeah, because then they end up
to become independent. They become codependent. They start kind of relying on other people, and they don't have confidence in themselves, you know.
Yeah. Or it could happen in a worse way where you're like someone's it's like a false sense of confidence where they're like, yeah, Johnny, you're the fucking best. Yes, you're so good and stuff. And they start like, yeah, I am the fucking best. Yeah, fuck it. Well, Mum tells me I'm the fucking best. Yeah, fuck everyone else. I'm the fucking sickest cunt ever. And like, I've seen that happen. And I've even...
it goes down an ugly road, man.
Oh, yeah, it does. I've even, like... not really. It's probably just in my head. But I feel like I'm like one of those people where, like, I would have said something... that probably wasn't even remembered. Like say like I would have said like a little joke or something like that, and then the next day I would think, fuck, what if I offended someone that was there by telling that joke? What if that person was actually like secretly dealing with something that they're not talking about, and I touched on their problems with the joke I told relating to it, and I just get in my head like, oh fuck, I feel like the biggest fuck with like it, like what if I offended someone or something like that, and I feel like I've
That's good sometimes. I think that's your conscience kicking in, because like then you're becoming more aware and having empathy for other people.
Oh, but that's the thing. I keep doing it. Like I keep going, like
again. It's always like extremes, right?
Yeah.
Like there's always like, okay, yeah, this is good, but then if you go too far into this direction, then problems can arise. You know.
It's like this whole human thing is just fucking
This is
so hard. It's
so complicated. Animals don't have to go through this shit. They just eat crap.
Being a human and being an adult is fucking hard. Like I've got to like figuring out how to do taxes and shit. Like they don't teach you how to do that at school. And it's just like
you're not allowed to say the T word in this household.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Not on the house.
No, this is just my personal thing. It's like YouTube rules. Don't say that word, because then it reminds me that I need to mind.
Shit. Sorry, man. Oh man. Fuck.
See again. So you got to think about what you're saying, man. Maybe I'm secretly dealing with something. Now you just brought it up.
Now I'm gonna be thinking about that for the next week. Going, fuck, I shouldn't fucking
go yell at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, I fucking will. Fucking will. Nah.
But it's true. Like as you get older, like just responsibility just piles onto you. You know.
Yeah.
And then you realize, and sometimes you compare yourself to other people your age. You're like, oh man, like now I'm 30. I'm like, I feel like, oh man, I should be way further along this path.
Yeah.
Than where I am, and
fucking have a mortgage
stuff
and all that sort of fucking shit. All these words that still don't really fucking understand.
Marriage, don't say, oh shit.
You get married tomorrow, man.
Don't say that word. That word is banned.
I was just ironing.
I've got full censorship mode today. Stop saying this, stop saying that, dare you.
Nah, YouTube, that's right. I was going to say, like, YouTube and just the world in general has gone absolutely bananas. I'll probably get in trouble just for fucking saying that. I really don't know how shit works now. I really don't know what's going to offend people or what. I don't know. I've seen bits of it. But, like, YouTube, right, I've already told you this, but I'll tell whoever's listening that YouTube age-restricted Mike Nolan's long weekend that I did, and they said because there's nudity in it, and I'm like looking for where the fuck is there nudity, and I think the only thing that's anything to do with nudity there is when Mike Nolan, Crazy Steve jump off the bridge into water and they don't have a shirt on, but they're wearing boardies, they're going for a swim, and they age restricted it,
and they're dudes,
and people under 18 can't watch it. And
maybe you got some feminists going like, why is it okay for men to take their shirt off and not
probably, yeah, probably. And fair enough, they had man boobs, so there's these kind of boobish.
It's boobish.
But like
big breasts.
They're
bouncing.
Yeah. They're cartoons. Like, have you never seen The Simpsons or Family Guy or anything like that? Like, or
Rick and Morty, they got a lot of incest stuff there.
Yeah, like
they go really far with that kind of stuff.
Like, I'm not like, because that's just not part of my humour is to like touch up on those sort of jokes and like sort of thing. Like I don't know. I just like just funny.
Yeah, which is good. It's kind of like a slice of life.
Yeah.
Like you even got like, I don't want to say like anime-ish, but sort of like that. Those episodes in anime where it's just like just people hanging out. Like there's not necessarily even. I'm not saying you don't have a plot, but sometimes it's just like hanging out.
Just hanging out in the backyard.
And things just happen.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be like this great epic story, and you have that too. But I feel like Mike's long weekend is more of like that slice of life.
Yeah.
Just hanging out, chilling with the boys, having a beer.
Well, that's what
UFOs.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted it to be. Is because like after doing Big Les, it's like such a big like
narrative focus. Right?
Yeah, big story, action, and superpowers and fighting and explosions and guns and all this sort of stuff. When I just wanted to make something that was just chill, hanging out in the backyard with your mates, like get the quarter pipe out and have a barbecue and that. Just like a chill, simmer down, like just a friendly hangout sort of thing. And that was Mike Nolan's weekend. And yeah, I just wanted to chill. And yeah, they full YouTube's like, nah, we can't do it. And I even did a manual say, oh, can you review this manually? Because I think that was the algorithm thing. Yeah, appeal. And it said we manually had a look at this, and it still goes by this. So
I had the same thing, but it wasn't. Like, I've gotten lots of videos age restricted, but then I got a strike, man. That shit's scary from that.
Wow, a strike? What do you mean?
Like, they give you a strike, and then if you have 3 strikes, they delete your channel forever, and you can never make another YouTube channel again under your name.
Really? Oh, shit.
I'm glad this is funny to you.
No, it makes me nervously laugh that, like, I could have had strikes that I just don't know about because I don't check my emails very often.
And then they give you like some weird reasons, like because the video they got striked was a mushroom picking video, but it was like helping identify poisonous lookalikes. It's like a safety guide, right? It's like, don't eat this mushroom, this might kill you. And then they're like, this is harmful and dangerous. But then the specific reason was you help promote the creation of hard drugs. Wait. So pointing out mushrooms in nature is creating hard drugs, which are narcotics that lead into physical addiction, right? So I'm just like, and I'm going back and forth. I'm like, dude, like if I had a lawyer and I had the money to take me to court, I would win. Yeah. But I don't. So it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Did you watch the video? Or did you just look at the thumbnail?
And then they put a timestamp, right? And then that exact part of the video which they timestamped, it was my friend pointing out edible mushrooms. So they weren't even psychedelic. So it's like just the reasoning is like, oh, it pissed me off. This was during my Mexico retreat, so I was just like, man, of course this is...
Oh, so this was recent?
Yeah, very recent.
Like, a few weeks ago or something?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God.
People try to help me, and I was just like, yeah, it was...
And you actually...
And I'm going back and forth with YouTube, and they just... I'm like, can you at least acknowledge right now so that I know I'm not speaking to a bot? I literally said this.
Yeah.
Can you just acknowledge that this is an unlisted video? And then they just come with the same template. We've reviewed you and you've gone against our community guidelines, and they just give you the same reasons. I'm like, can you just say this one word just so I can know that you're a human being? Can I call you?
Was it? Nothing?
Well, so they say it was human, but...
Maybe it could be.
Either was a human who was just copy-pasting a template, or was a troll. But yeah, man, this is...
That's like scary. Like, what direction are we headed? Is it going to get better?
And it makes me think, like, fuck, man, should I just delete all my mushroom-related videos, and then that will just kind of like mess up my channel a lot, or should I focus on something else? Like, is this a hill worth climbing? Because it just gets steeper and steeper and steeper.
It's so weird, man. Like, even when I was working with a network, I remember there was a bizarre rule saying like you can have joints and stuff in cartoon form, but you can't have a cigarette. You can't have them smoking a cigarette. Like with the orange butt and everything like that. Like, I can't draw that and have them smoke. Like,
sometimes even having, like, I've noticed that for me whenever I make videos about Hushmakundi, even if it's about like trying to help people quit, or like talking about my addiction with it, demonetized, age restricted. And sometimes I appeal, and sometimes I'm like, okay, yeah, we messed up, monetized.
Yeah.
And other times they're dicks. So it's like, it depends who you deal with, I suppose. But yeah,
that's where I'm confused. I need to go into YouTube headquarters, go to the front desk, go, who's in charge here? Like, talk to.
Can I talk to someone, please?
Yeah, can I talk to, like, who's your boss? Like, who do I talk to? Because Sassy, when I released that, there's 6 episodes. The first 5 episodes, there's what do you call it? Hushmakundi?
Hushmakundi, yeah.
There was all that smoked in it all throughout the first 5 episodes. It was talked about, I'm pretty sure he mentions it. Yeah, he says to the alien, like, give my Hushmakundi back. And, like, it was all mentioned that. They're fine. Those episodes are fine. They're not age restricted or anything. And I think 2 of them are monetized. Some of them didn't get monetized probably because of that. But the last episode, which is half an hour, and I worked, like, every day on this for, like, what was it, like 3 or 4 months, like every day, like wake up, make a coffee, go into my little office room, kind of like similar to what you got here, and just pump it out, and then just like every day working so hard on it, like so much, like having so much fun, by the way, making it and stuff. But it was just like so much time to make that, and that has no reference of any drug use in it at all. Like not really. Like they're not like smoking or anything like that. At least I don't think so. I can't remember.
Oh, by the way, there are Vice documentaries actually teaching you how to make cocaine.
Really? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's fine though. That's educational.
Yeah. Isn't that literally
literally
creation of hard drugs?
Yeah. Like mushrooms, they've been here before us as humans. Like,
I'm trying to. I don't know. I was gonna use. I was like grasping at straws because like I got my DNA test. And I got like 15% indigenous. I'm like, this is an indigenous medicine. You're just you're being racist. I tried to pull that card. It didn't work. As soon as I found out, I'm like, I'm totally going to use that card when it benefits me. Actually, I'm indigenous.
I wonder if I'd love to do that ancestry thing and see what's going on there.
Yeah.
Was it the ancestry thing?
Yeah.
You did? Yeah, fucking oath.
And some people say it's not accurate, but all of South Americans, like most countries, it's always a mix between the Spanish and indigenous. That's just how it is.
Yeah. I just know
that's what Mexicans are. They're literally just Aztecs / Mayans mixed in with the Spanish conquistadors.
I think mine's just...
So I'm like 20% Spanish.
Yeah? Do you know what else? Like anything else?
Polish. That's like... I got two other indigenous, like 1% each. Like one indigenous Bolivian and Colombian, and the other one's like Peruvian and something else. That's
so cool.
So now I can go to the Peruvian Amazon. I'm like, hey, I'm one of you. It's like, here's my test, 1%. He's like 1% out of day. Like, the way I think about it, I'm like, all right, like, the 15% Chilean, for example, will be like, all right, if you put 15% coffee in milk, would you still taste the coffee?
Yeah.
I'll say yes. If it's 1%, I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's
that's a good way to put it.
If you can claim that.
Can you still taste
it? Because you said you're just like, yeah, you're still white. It's like, yeah, but a latte is still a coffee, right?
Yeah,
it's mostly milk.
True.
Is a latte a coffee? Would you call it a coffee? Yeah, but no. Is it a coffee? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I think I'd mainly be just like Irish or Scottish or something like that. I know that a lot of
I think most Australians.
Yeah.
Like Australians will be that, right? Just basically from the UK.
Yeah. My
like Scottish, Irish, and Britain.
Yeah. I think that's as far as I know anyway.
And I guess a lot of people would have some like Aboriginal mix in there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But I don't think I do. I wish I did. It would be fucking awesome. But
you'd be playing that card too, wouldn't you?
only
actually,
only in nature.
I'm a First Nations person. See, there's 0.01% Aboriginal.
Well, yeah. I'll probably like. I don't know. I always feel like when I'm in the Australian bush, like I'm always like so like what's the word? I feel
connected.
Yeah, like, but there's another word like what's the word? Not like I'm really bad at English. I'm trying to think of the word. Like
Hushmakundi?
Not privileged. Would privilege be it? Where you really appreciate that you're there. And you go like thanks for having me. Like you appreciative or
but privilege. That's
Is that what privilege means?
I know it's like has a negative connotation these days, but that's
that's why
it's not negative.
What is it?
It's
really
not a bad thing. I feel privileged to be here.
I know my.
I feel very privileged to be born in Australia and have all these opportunities. You know.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad I spawned here after my last my last kill that I died. When I died, I respawned here. Just that halo sound. Boop.
Yeah. Boop. That's boop. A good. But then how does blood work? Because I'm thinking like I don't have a drop of Australian blood. But then if I have kids, because I was born here, would they be Australian? At what point? How many generations do you have to live here before you have... I don't know. I don't understand.
I don't know. It confuses me. I'll just say I'm a fucking earthling at this point.
Because then what is really Australian? Like, is they... it's really Aboriginals are the only ones that are like truly Australian blood, right? Or
Yeah,
Is that how that would work?
I guess so.
So
Yeah,
basically just
yeah.
all British convicts mixed in with the upper
Yeah,
class. 'Cause
yeah.
You can tell like which Australians come from like upper class.
Yeah.
Yes.
My mum's
Like Nicole Kidman.
yeah. My mum's side was convicts that came here. My dad's side, because my dad's he's British. He grew up in Cornwall. It's like a surf town, and he actually told me, just randomly tells me the coolest things about my like great grandfathers and stuff. He just goes, "Oh yeah, just over dinner." It was like a couple of years ago. He's like, "Oh yeah, your great grandfather was like a famous religious painter."
Oh.
I was like, "What? What's his name?" So his name's John Martin. And there's this guy, I'll show you pictures of him. I might have shown you before. But it's like apocalyptic paintings from the 1800s. They're like massive. And they're in the museums now. You know, the Louvre? Is that what it's called? In France, I think. It's like one of the Skitzers
pretending.
museums. It's like...
Oh, yeah, that's up in the north, right?
yeah. So, I don't know.
Founded in 1782.
I think it's in Paris, I think.
Right.
Or I really don't know, or Rome or something. It's like the Louvre. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
Christian painter.
Yeah,
like paintings from like Revelation or something.
Yeah, I think so. And like he painted the world ending a lot. Like fucking like if anyone's like, look up John Martin and look at his apocalyptic like fucking cities just crumbling, just like and everyone just like piles of fucking people falling down cliffs and shit. I'll show you. And I was like looking up that. It's like, yeah, we used to have one of his paintings when I was growing up, and it used to scare the shit out of me. And my grandma had to sell it because back then he wasn't very well known, but now he's been sort of rediscovered, sort of in recent times. And now he's like
classic. After you die, you get famous.
yeah. And I was like looking at his art, going, these are actually fucking amazing, and they're like actually like terrifying, like brutal. And he's in the proper, like one of the greatest museums that you can go to see the gallery. And another great grandfather after him was he was in MI5. Do you know what that is?
British intelligence.
It's like what Johnny English is.
Yeah.
Or James Bond or something. I was like, fucking really? Like, how do I like fight him? And
it's so cool that you know so much like about family history, because I don't even know. My mum doesn't even know like a father's life, so I don't even know past my grandparents. There's a massive disconnection. It was from two countries from across the world.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
So I guess that's why I had so much of an identity crisis.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Like born here, but I got made fun. People would always tease me for being Mexican. Shit like that.
Kids can be
I used to get so pissed at that. And then I went to Mexico. I'm like, Mexico is amazing. I'd be honoured to be Mexican.
Yeah, fucking oath.
They're like one of the greatest people ever.
Yeah, from all the stories you told me, man, like how you out there, like, meet all of how they're all friendly, like, you're riding fucking horses and with, can I say the P word?
We can use the indigenous word. They call it hikuri.
Hikuri. Oh, hikuri. Sick.
That's a very powerful cactus.
Yeah.
No, maybe we can. Actually, we'll just say it because that's a indigenous medicine. So if YouTube demonetizes this, that means they're anti-indigenous First Nation people. Therefore, they're racist, and they don't want to be racist.
True. Yeah, take that, algorithm.
And because take that. Because it's legal if you do it in a ceremonial context, which I found interesting. That's funny because like we went up. So there's a place called Real de 14. It's like full desert, cactuses everywhere, like full on Red Dead Redemption.
That's so cool.
And then we get pulled over by the cops, the federales. And they're like, man, very... I don't even want to point the finger and say that they're corrupted because I feel like all politicians and police...
I was about to say, there's corruption in every corner.
But in South America, it's just a lot more obvious.
Yeah.
So I actually respect that more because I feel like here they pretend to be more righteous and they're good we fight for the law that we never question, you know, like things like that. But over there, it's like, yeah, we know our role here.
Yeah.
And so
own it.
So when it comes to foreigners, they try to get a bribe or they try to break you, things like that, and they're like, huh? ¿Tienes marijuana? Yeah, you want marijuana? No, not at all.
Yeah.
I was like, you got cocaine? Huh? You got alcohol? Marijuana? You asked me 5 times. Nah, you have marijuana. Like, look at your eyes. You're stoned right now, aren't you? You have marijuana. Where's the marijuana?
You're just making me cry.
I'm like, nah, man. And he's like searching all, like, my bags, my suitcase, like, full on, like, looking at my passport.
Wow.
And it was like, oh, where you guys going? I'm like, oh, Real de 14. And he's like, so you're going to do peyote? I'm like, peyote?
What's that?
Don't know what you're talking about. What, is that legal? No, then absolutely not. I don't like psychedelics anyway.
That's exactly what you're there to do.
Yeah, it's literally our purpose there.
Flew all the way from Australia.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then we're like, but I was
like, right.
But I was like, because you can't let these guys break you, like, because I know that when we went through a retreat, someone didn't have like the right stamp on their passport, and they were like shaking.
Yeah,
they're like, we're gonna have to deport you, things like that, right? But you can't let them. But they play this dance so they can break you and be like, all right, listen, there are 500 solutions of what you can do about here. And I'm trying to say, like, yeah, give us like $500 or whatever it is. But we're like, yeah, because we had nothing on us, so we're like, you got nothing.
Yeah.
And even if you knew that we're going to do peyote, we're going to do it with a shaman anyway, which is legal in that context. So
yeah,
you got nothing. And then they're like, keep questioning us, and then we're having fun, going back and forth, and then they're like, oh, actually, when you go to Real de 14, you go to this restaurant. It's called La Abundancia, which means the abundant.
Yeah.
Like, all right. I even wrote it down in my notes. Yeah, what's the name of that? Cool. And then they're like, kept going, and they like searched my hat.
Wow.
And then
I suppose that's not really.
And I was like, I was like this. And they're like, wait, open your hands. I was like, okay. And they get a flashlight, and they're like inspecting my skin pores in case I got like cocaine residue or something. I don't know.
Wow, as if you'd have cocaine.
Yeah. I don't know what they were doing, but they were like, they got the flat like. Clearly, you can see I got nothing in my hands, but like, nah, I need to get a flat. I need to inspect this a bit.
To make them feel better about like something there, like, oh,
it's more official.
Yeah.
And they're like, you guys are high right now. Nah, man. They're just like messing with us. And they're like, oh, you guys a couple, huh? You a gay couple? No, not that there's anything wrong with that. There are a lot of gay couples. Yeah, he actually said that. He's like, nah, there's lots of gay couples here. I'm like, nah, man. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but no, we're not. And then, they let us go, and then me and my friend Felipe were just laughing, vlogging the whole experience. It's like, oh my God, this is hilarious. And then I was like, oh shit, dude, where's my passport? And I was like, dude, they fucking steal my passport? That's something that they'll do, man. But nah, we found it.
Oh, man.
We had to stop the car and check.
Yeah.
And we went through that whole journey, had my first peyote experience. We went out with the shaman, and we went out on a piece of land that he actually owns, which is amazing. And then we went out foraging. So I actually know how to identify and pick them. But there is a problem with sustainability because they take so many years to grow. And there is, like, they say that, I don't know how many decades, but there's not, the supply is cutting short and short and short. But I think it's a lot of foreigners coming in, and the way, like, if you just rip it from the root, then they don't grow anymore. Whereas the shamans, they have a special technique. You got to cut it, like, diagonally. And then they grow, like, 2-3 more buttons.
That's
things like that.
Wow.
And they own that land, you know? And they've been doing it for thousands of years. He's talking about how his ancestors were there during the Great Flood that they talk about in the Bible. And a lot of cultures all around the world all talk about a Great Flood, right? It's not just the Bible, but it was like fascinating. And then we went to pick up a bull that they sacrificed.
Yeah, that would have been...
That was full on.
That
was very intense because we went there...
Full on.
Yeah, it was bull on, mate.
I can't help myself. Like, they just come out.
But then it was just like the bull was there tied up. We had to... Well, I didn't help carry it, but they carried on the back of the truck, and we were sitting at the back of the truck, and I was like connecting with it. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. We're going to do this. But they believe that it's like, kind of like a spiritual transaction, kind of like a soul for a soul. It helps intensify and potentiate that intention and desire. Yeah. So whatever reason you have for going into ceremony, having like a blood sacrifice just makes that like 100 times more powerful. And it was brutal. Like after we went out picking the cactus, we went on top of this mountain like it's thousands of years old. Like there's this altar, and they got the Day of the Dead,
Yeah.
where they do like what they call the ofrendas or the offerings, where you put like pictures of your loved ones there, and they got like they just slit it in its throat, and all this like gallons of blood just.
Is this when it like to kill it, or is this when it was just already dead?
Nah, to kill it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they carried it up the mountain.
Didn't you eat it? Did they cook it and eat it? How was it?
It was delicious.
Were you like because you were on it on Peyote when you were eating it?
That was the next day, so still because it was an all-nighter actually. So technically I was, but it wasn't like peak.
Yeah.
It was just kind of on the.
So it was like
I don't even want to say come down because it kind of felt like a come up when you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Feel more like refreshed.
Yeah, you don't feel like you got high off a drug and now you're just like no.
Yeah.
No, it was like man, I love life so much. I'm like so much more clear. I'm grateful for being here.
Oh, that's awesome.
But we didn't have the peyote until after the animal sacrifice, and they were just like. I even dipped I got this in Mexico. It is so Mexican, like this kind of product.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen this yet.
I dipped my thing, so they put blood on it. And to me it was like so symbolic, like that sacrifice and the blood of Christ and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, it was fucking crazy, man. And then after that, and I remember actually shedding a tear. Like it wasn't no joke. It was like very intense. It was like this little girl just like bawling her eyes out. But then there was like this kid who was just like cutting the leg off, just. It's just his normal reality. Because we look at it as weird. Because I was like, I zoomed out of that situation. I'm like, man, if someone saw this out of context, it'd be like some crazy death cult.
Yeah.
But then what do we do with meat anyway? Like we go to a supermarket and just because it's like in a plastic package, we're just like, oh, that's humane. But the cow is like dying in the factory. Completely disconnected. At least in this context, they're like honoring the animal. It's respect,
thanking it.
The bull is like up here, you know what I mean? Usually they do the deer, but the bull is like third in the hierarchy.
Yeah, right.
Then it's the goat, but they didn't have a goat, so they did a bull. But the deer, because the deer represents the peyote spirit, the blue.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, with the antlers.
Yeah,
and man. Then we went through that whole thing, and then. I had the cactus and it was so bit. Now I was like eating it like this one little bit at a time.
Yeah, it's like a permanent marker or something.
Oh, it's so bitter. It's so bitter. But then we went after, and now we're on the back of the truck. But this time the cow is in pieces.
Yeah,
there's like a bucket with like the cow's head and its tongue is out.
Wasn't it staring at? Didn't you say it was staring at you or something, or was its eyes still open?
Yeah. Well, during the sacrifice, like I saw the soul leave the body. Like I was there front row because I didn't want to like just avert my eyes and like, no, this is too barbaric. It's like, no, this is part of reality. I want to be present with it, no matter how hard it was. But then on the back of the truck, I'm like sitting there, and it's like its torso's here, its legs here, its liver is in this bucket, its head's there with its tongue poking out, and then the peyote is like starting to kick in, and I'm just like realizing where I am. I'm like, man, I'm on the back of this truck with these majestic mountains. I'm like, like we're driving away from the mountains, but the mountains like. It's like growing, following you. You know?
It's like a set, just a big cardboard painted thing just kind of falling over you.
And then I'm like looking at a reflection of myself, and then just kind of like reflecting on life, where I am, and kind of thinking like, oh, you're right. Like I was like, we're talking about like you need to be best friends with yourself in a sense. Like, you're right, man. I'm sorry for being tough. Just kind of having a conversation with myself.
Yeah.
And then, but then also like I was looking at this dead cow, and I'm just like, oh man, this is pretty full on.
This thing was just walking around.
Exactly, I was like connecting with it. I'm like, no, this is not. I don't know, because I feel like in life, I was talking to you about before, like, it's like metaphorically we avoid the dead cow within our own life, like whether it's our shadow or traumas or the ugly parts of reality, and we just like try to avert our eyes and repress it as much as we can.
When you eat meat, you don't think about how the animal was killed.
Yeah, no.
You don't think about the
like it was a living, breathing, sentient being that has the will to live. You know? And I think it's important to witness that at least once,
Oh yeah, fucking hell.
And I was like staring at this thing, and then I just went through that radical acceptance. I'm like, oh, this is part of the polarity of life. And like I look up, and it's like these majestic, beautiful mountains. It's like these flowers blossoming of life, and it was amazing. And I was so grateful, and I was like, oh yeah, and this is part of reality too. This is a dead cow here, you know. And I fist bumped it. I was like, thanks, bro. And I kind of went through that even after it got sacrificed, like, because at the beginning the cow was like super scared. Its eyes was just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh, fucking hell.
You know?
Yeah.
But then after a while, you'd be surprised how quickly it accepted its fate.
Yeah?
You know? Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
I kind of went through that even before taking the cactus. So you can't even say it was the psychedelics, but it was like, no, it's good. I don't want to say the cow's happy to do that for us.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that if I'm going to go, it's going to be this way.
Yeah.
Full of a community that actually respects this, that's going to use the sacrifice, actually use my whole body,
Yeah.
use its spiritual powers to create a better life for other people, you know?
Yeah, instead of just being sliced up out of the thing like fucking...
And then we rock up back at the camp. This is like in the middle of nowhere, man. I'm like 15 Ks just driving to nowhere, right? It was amazing. And then we rock up, and because it was a ceremony that night, this wasn't the official ceremony because I'm like recording a documentary, which we'll get into later, but I was like, we rock up and there's just like heaps of people there. I was like, whoa, I thought this ceremony was going to be like maybe 10, 15 people.
Yeah.
It was 80 people for a ceremony.
Wow.
I was like, what the hell? It was like, I'd never been to Burning Man, but that's the kind of sense that I was getting.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck is going on? Me and Philippa were just like, we're getting a little bit ungrounded at that point, but then we met up with my friend Marco, who's doing the shamanic apprenticeship, and he just had a chat with us and told us that it was interesting with peyote because it's not like ayahuasca or mushrooms or these other psychedelics where the bigger dose that you take, the more intense the trip is, right?
Yeah.
Whereas he said, and I'm just quoting what he said, whether you want to agree with it or not, I don't know, I need to have more experience myself. But he said that when you take more peyote, it's not like your trip is going to intensify, it's just, you're just turning the next page of the chapter.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily more intense or less intense, it's just different. You're just moving on to something else.
Yeah.
And that's why you can just eat a lot.
Have you ever
to a certain degree, though.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever had, I think I asked you this before, have you had the San Pedro cactus?
Yeah, that was my first one in Peru.
That's right, yeah. Is there any similarities?
So
'Cause I've had that a couple of times.
My friend who owns a ayahuasca retreat, he said that San Pedro, a lot of people say that San Pedro is like the gentle grandfather, right?
That's right.
But it's very cosmic.
Yeah.
So like you do go, it's not as cosmic as let's say mushrooms or ayahuasca, but you do go places for sure. But he said that peyote is like your crazy Mexican uncle, but in the best way possible. As in like if you if you want to go and just stare at the stars and travel the cosmos, you can go there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if you just want to be grounded and work on yourself, you can do that too. It's like a cool uncle, right? Who's like, you want to have fun and have a beer? All right, let's have fun and have a beer. It's like, oh, you want to have a serious conversation? Okay, I'm going to give my love and presence and let's do this. Let's do some work.
So what do you want to do?
Yeah.
We'll do what you want to do.
It's all up to you. And this ceremony was like an all-night fire ceremony. And it was like amazing music. And it was this guy, the shaman at the end, he would like do a crystallization where he'd literally like kind of feel your body where you are, and then you got something here, and then he'll just suck something out. And then spit out a crystal. And I saw this guy do this 80 times, bro.
What?
Because I was like, oh, is he doing some kind of sleight of hand? But he did it to everyone, man.
Really? Oh, I need to see this stuff. Like, because I know it'll be like so surreal, like seeing it for the first time as well. Like you said, you're just like staring into the bull's face. And like, God, 80 people and like burning, it feels like Burning Man and everything. And you're also on peyote and everything. It'll be like so surreal because everything all happens sort of once, where like 10 minutes after it happened, it's already a memory, and you're just like still processing what's going on. Like to actually like hearing you tell the story, I'm like there, like I'm fucking there, like as you telling it. But at the same time, like, what would it be like to actually fucking be there?
Like you're touching this live cow, and you're just like, oh man, I'm so like Man, I shed a tear, man. I felt connected with this. I think I even named the cow. You don't do that.
Yeah, shit. Oh man, you named it?
Yeah, I named it. I did. I called him Pedro.
Pedro.
Poor Pedro.
Oh.
And then I just see him get skinned and just hacked away piece by piece, you know.
Hectic.
And I dipped my freaking cross in its neck hole.
Yeah.
And then I left. Because at the end, when everyone left, you're supposed to leave like a picture of your loved one. And that apparently gives them a lot of power. And all that kind of stuff. And I had a picture of Yesenia.
Oh.
And I went and I dipped it in. And she doesn't eat cow at all. So I was like kind of looking at the irony of this whole thing. I'm like, oh man, she's going to get a kick out of this. And I dipped her photo and it's like fully covered in blood. I got a picture of it. And it's just placed it there.
Wow.
It was like all done with, like I'm kind of like making fun of it because like it is what it is.
Yeah.
It was all done with respect, of course, but it was crazy, man. That was I think because I really wanted to go deep and go into life purpose stuff, and I had my own intention I was focusing on. But I think that most of that trip was actually just me just enjoy this moment, man. Like observe this culture. And, like really where you are, because I'm going to be going there every year. I'm going to do a 5-year documentary.
Wow.
Exploring my friend's journey into being a full-fledged shaman, going under this guy's wing, and this guy's like the real deal, man.
Yeah.
He's like,
that's so cool.
And the food is amazing. Those blue tortillas, man. I had that.
Yeah, the blue
on the peyote. It was just by itself, and it was the best.
It sounds like
the best.
Such like a magical, but at the same time, like you said, holy fuck, like brutal, sort of like
all while learning these amazing, like these gems of wisdom and all these people that you come across, or the conversation that you have with your friends, or the realizations that you come up with. You know what I mean? Like it's so special. And I remember even before on the ceremony, like on the truck.
Yeah.
And I remember at one stage when I really felt it kicked in is when you get off the truck.
When you land.
Yeah, when you land and you're like, okay, I thought I was feeling it before, but okay.
And when the truck stops because you're moving, so like in the back of the truck, and then you realise, wait, when you stand up.
And we're in front of like a supermarket because I guess they're going to give the cow for them to chop up, or I don't know what the hell, or maybe sell some parts or whatever. I'm like, well, this part of reality is that it's like the cycle of life, you know? And we got to experience this whole thing. So even before getting back to the camp to start the ceremony, I'm like, dude, this is honestly one of the highlights of my life.
Yeah, wow.
Like, for real.
Oh, man.
Right. And you'll come with us, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, because we had a chat about it, for those interested, we may be doing an Uluru, I don't want to say the word, magical green...
like
how would you say it? How would you say it without not saying it? Like it's obvious, but you know what I mean.
Like a serious.
We're gonna do a fire ceremony, right?
Yeah,
we're gonna do fire.
Just an in touch with nature, like not fucking around, not like
like a 5-day retreat where we go out to Uluru, we do this sacred ceremony, fire ceremony, learn about yourself. It's like a test of character. That's what and because these patterns come up even before the ceremony, like before you do something like a psychedelic or a big spiritual adventure, things start to come up, right?
Yeah.
And the first night we're there, you know, the desert, it's freezing during the night, like bone chilling.
I've never been to the desert. I'd love to go to the desert.
And we slept in the tent. We didn't have any blankets.
Really?
So the whole night was a fucking
shivering,
struggle, right? And there was a lot of like going out, finding the cactus. I got stabbed. I was like, I got footage of it when I'm just like vlogging myself. I'm like, oh yeah, blah blah blah.
What'd you get stabbed on? A cactus.
Cactus. And it's stabbed me right there, and you know, like I'm like this. I'm shaking. That's how hard I'm pulling. It's just,
and the puncture would have hurt for like a few days.
So much, and it hurt so much that I was too afraid to look at my foot.
Really?
It was one of those, like, I'm like, I don't even want to look. I'd rather not know. And so there was that. There was, like, walking in the blistering heat. There was the whole cow situation.
Yeah.
Like, there was, like, so many moments of, like, it's like testing your character. It's like a man initiation.
Yeah,
But in a beautiful way. But that, like, it's important for yourself to step in outside of your comfort zone, you know.
Mm.
And I think Uluru will be a very beautiful experience for this. So if you are interested, it's not official yet, but subscribe to my email list, and I guess I'll send the announcement to you guys first. And if you're interested, it's going to be life-changing. We are going to go through a bit of a screening process. So, yeah, first come, first serve.
Yeah, screening process. You're not just coming to get fucked sort of thing.
No. Well, because what's really interesting about this ceremony, it's like yeah, it's a peyote ceremony, but the real teacher in their culture is actually the fire. Peyote is just the teacher that's like,
yeah, stare into the fire. Yeah.
It's the fire.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to make false idols out of like a psychedelic plan. It's like, no. This is the real teacher.
Yeah.
It's the fire. So you're sitting there all night, but you can dance and stuff like that. Like, it's amazing, man. So we'll have an opportunity to do that in Uluru, bro.
Oh, that would be... Just seeing the
around
stars,
June,
man.
I reckon, like, sometime in the winter.
You have to bring fucking a lot
A
of
lot of clothes, a lot of ponchos, man.
Yeah.
And then a couple days later, we went to the mountain town. Like, it's to the point where you drive through a mountain tunnel.
Yeah.
Right? And it's amazing. This is a place, I think they call it, like, where time doesn't exist or something like that. It's like, have you heard of the town Cusco in Peru?
No, I can't say that.
Okay, well, it's a mountain city, but this is like the peyote version, I guess. Like, even their rubbish bins have peyote.
Really?
It's shaped like peyote, you know what I mean? That's why the cop knew. He's like, okay, I know what you guys are doing. Like,
exactly.
Oh, no, officer, no. No way. That'd be ridiculous.
Oh, is that what's on the bins?
Yeah. And because the ceremony is actually like a 5-day thing, so it's not like, oh, the ceremony is only when you're having this thing. It's like, no. It's really, the ceremony is the rest of your life. It's when you get up and make your bed, and it's all the little things. That's why it's very grounded.
It comes back to you, sort of thing.
But we went up this mountain to finish off the ceremony, I suppose, where you put in, because it's a lot of offering and honouring the earth and things like that, giving back, you know. And so, like, you have a lot of Mexicans with, like, the massive bag of corn, and they'll just throw it into the fire and, like, ask it for stuff. But we went out to the mountain. I rode on a horse, Red Dead style, following this guy on a donkey. And then at the end, because the first cactus that I picked was like this mature one. It had like, I think 12, whatever you call it, rings, or not rings, but you can tell how some are like really young and they have like 5 diagonal cuts. This one had like 13. So it was like an oldie.
Wow.
And I was going to have it, and in that culture, it's actually very disrespectful. So whatever you pick, you have to have, whether it's 1 or 10 or 20.
Right. Wow.
It's like the peyote chooses you.
Yeah.
Right? And then I had that one, and I wanted to have it on that first ceremony because I found 2, and I chose to eat the littler one because I was like, nah, I don't know, I felt I hadn't tripped in like 2.5 years. I feel like, because I've been there before where I'm like, nah, fuck it, I'll just go big, you know? Like, I like to go like little. I'm very cautious these days.
Yeah, same, eh?
But this time on the last day, my friend Marco, he's like, you have to eat it. Like, I have no choice. I was like, okay. Fair enough. And so I ate it on top of the mountain after riding the horse there. Ate it all. This time it was actually, the first time's the hardest. Yeah. This time you just like, alright.
In the desert.
Yeah. No one remember you. Yeah, Jarrad was like telling me about this, like that's about peyote, right? Or something like that.
Apparently that's what that song Horse with No Name, apparently, from what I've heard anyway, I don't know if it's official, but it's about
might as well.
the dude, it sounds like this dude, he's on peyote and he's riding his horse out in the desert and he's just tripping to the point where he's like singing about like...
That was me. I understand that song.
Yeah, you hear the lyrics in it, it's just like, the ocean is a desert with its life on the ground and the humans will give no love.
And that was my first time ever riding a horse by myself.
Yeah.
On the way back. Because on the way back, some guy led me, so I just had to hold on. But then on the way back, after I ate this fucking... Because even the shaman, it was like, whoa, he was impressed.
Really?
He was like, oh, that's a good one. Congratulations.
That's what you want to hear from a shaman.
And it was like, I pointed it out, I found it,
yeah,
and he came and sliced himself. So how rude would it be for me not to have the first cactus that I found cut by the maestro himself, you know? That's good energy.
Yeah, 100%. I would have trusted it too.
And so I went up, ate it all, rode the horse, through the desert, seeing wild stallions in the background, cactus, tumbleweeds, mountains, and just riding into town.
I'm here to capture or kill Bill Williamson.
And it was like kicking in. And I was like, yeah, I'm feeling it. And then at the end, when we arrive into town, we get off like before getting off the horse, I asked my friend Philip, I'm like, you feeling it? I was like, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Then we got off the horse and he's like, actually, now that you ask, he had to do one of these where he's like, like that breath with it, that a bit of vibration to it, you know what I mean? That quivering, you know? Like,
yeah. That's what you know. It's proper. Like, oh, like the. Ooh.
And this is Day of the Dead, so people dressed in the skeleton paintings. And super colourful. It's like Coco the movie. Just watch Coco for God's sake.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
It looked like Coco the movie.
Wow.
And then we go in. It's just fucking people everywhere, and something that my friend said with Peyote, if you do it in the daytime energy, it's like, he said to us, anything that you can do sober, you can do better on Peyote.
Really?
That's what he said.
That's cool.
And so I remembered those words.
Go shopping at
And also the turning the page. So that would be like, it's like you eat a bit of the cactus, you go through your trip, and then sometimes you might even feel like, okay, this is getting intense, or I don't know, I'm not feeling very well, I'm getting a headache, and then your initial reaction is like, okay, I've got to stop eating, but it's like, and then my friend's like, turn the page, bro. Okay. And then you go to the next, it's fucking crazy, man.
Wow.
And because one of our guys, the facilitator, he's wearing like a Rick and Morty shirt, so we called him Rick the rest of the day. Big grey beard, super hot, like this bear, lovable bear kind of personality. Yeah. And at the end, because I had my big cactus, I'm like, hey, I've got my other cactus. What should I do? And he's like, what did I tell you? Like, I don't know, you told me a lot of things. Yeah, but what do you remember? When you go, you go. When you go, you go.
Yeah.
If you're going to do something, fucking do it.
Wow.
Otherwise, don't even bother at all.
Yeah.
Wow. That's his answer. And then we go into town, and this witch lady with this amazing, like, crystal jewelry shop, she comes in, she's like, hey, come. But she's actually, she's actually super sweet. She's like, she's like, hola mi vida, like, hello my life, come here. Without compromise, come have a look. And that's where I bought this peyote bracelet and this amazing teal blue poncho. That feels like a dream. I was like, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And then we ate some corn, went around town, and then we fight, because we actually by ourselves, we were supposed to go with the group, but our horses came late. We had this whole deal, I won't even get into it.
Yeah.
But we were like the last ones up the mountain. And then through the town, then we met up with everyone. It's like the universe was like bringing everyone from the ceremony. We started seeing everyone. And then one of the guys is like, we're like, I'm pretty hungry. What do you want to eat? And he's like, there's actually a restaurant up there. It's called La Abundancia.
Yeah.
The restaurant that
the concept. Yeah.
recommended. I mean, people were looking at it like,
go straight
let's
there.
go immediately. It was like this super fancy restaurant. We're just there.
Hey.
And I have a picture, and that's where they're like vlogging. We're like, so we're at La Abundancia. Thanks for the recommendation, boys. And we're just like, because you know when you go inside, like when you go from outside to inside and inside to outside, it's like intense. So yeah, that was a lot of stories there, but it was fucking amazing.
Man, that sounds like it's incredible. Like
life changing.
The like riding the horses and the Day of the Dead, like all of it, like doing it on that day, because like they would do that ceremony on other days, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but this one was very particularly special.
Okay.
Like astrologically, the planets aligning on the spiritually, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, wow.
And they do that every year.
And this was only like for you like 3 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Pretty.
And you'd still be processing it, eh? Like it would still be sort of not processing, but like.
Yeah, I got it because it was very grounding. So I didn't like everything that I needed to learn. It was like I pretty much got it. Yeah. Not like in a prideful way. Like of course there's more to process in life, but that's the process that was happening like beforehand anyway. So it's not like I'm thinking there like, oh man, I've got to put this jigsaw piece together. It's like, no, it all came crystal clear the whole time, you know. That's what I liked about it. It wasn't like ayahuasca where it's like, what the fuck? what did I experience, bro?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Then you just come back to Australia, you go to like fucking Woolworths or something like that, and you just look around like, fuck, this is so
Dude,
weird.
that's why I did and walked around in the city and went shopping. It was amazing. It was all like this in this spiritual way, you know.
Yeah, a new perspective.
Connecting with everyone, you know.
Yeah.
Having amazing food, being this. There's a very high altitude place, so yeah, it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Fuck, man. Yeah, I'd love to go there as soon as they.
So yeah.
Stop mandating that you need the. You can't say that.
Definitely cannot say that word.
Can I do a jester?
Yeah.
When they get rid of the
Yeah.
mandates, and I can go over there and go have a look because so far I can't go anywhere because of that. You can go to England and stuff. You can go to
Uluru.
Uluru, yeah.
So that'll be a nice taste.
Well, I would love to.
So that'll be kind of like a mixture because he's bringing like the Mexican ceremonial medicine.
Yeah.
And that type of ceremony.
Mm.
But on Australian lands, sacred lands, you know.
Yeah, that would be.
It'd still be in the desert.
That would be fucking something and just special.
And because the ceremony it's an all-night fire ceremony, man. So you don't stop until the sun comes up.
Man, the fire. Like I remember last time I can't remember what I was having. I think it might have been San Pedro one of the times, but I just remember, or it might have been mushrooms or something. But yeah, like you said, and it's the oldest thing in the book that like you hear the most known thing of staring into the fire. It's like how you see them in the movies. It's like stare in the fire, they read your future and all that sort of stuff. Like it's not like you're seeing the future or seeing pictures in the fire. Like I don't know, there's something about fire that's just so.
There is something there.
Fire is magic. Like it is. You're looking at it going,
it's such a human thing.
What is fire? Like really think what is fire? What's fire? Like if you took the name of
and
the spelling of it, fire,
like
took
the
it
first
away.
Technology, right?
Yeah,
in a lot of ways.
Like you're looking at it's flickering. The flickering is always a picture that like changes constantly. It'll never be the same picture ever again. It's you'll never replicate it. It's just happening like in a strobe light, and I just get so like it will burn you. It can burn you. It can create. It can destroy and everything. Like there's so much power in fire.
It's like life, man.
It's like all the elements, fucking water, fire, and dirt and air and all that sort of stuff. It's just like that alone is enough to just like, holy crap! Like I'm so glad I'm in this human flesh body suit to be able to sort of feel wind, touch water, stand on dirt, and get burnt by the fire or get warm by the fire or whatever you want to call it. It's just like
it is a good lesson, huh? Because it keeps you warm, it can save your life. But if you get too close, you don't know how to wield it, you get burnt.
There's so many like metaphors in it that you can like it will just go on forever if you let it.
It's kind of like in the middle path of love in a sense where it's like it's not just all no, you're perfect the way you are. No, you can touch me. No, it's fine. You know. But it's not all just chaos and trying to burn everyone. It's like no, it depends on how you wield it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah. Man, yeah.
And it puts you in that meditative state so easily. Like if you just get a group of men, or just people in general, but I feel like guys especially kind of really connect with that.
It's like that man journey, like how,
I don't know if I'm being like sexist or anything, but I feel like it is like, men definitely connect with that fire.
Yeah.
Like especially, you know.
Man, fire.
Exactly.
Fire, good.
Fire, good.
It's good
meat.
Sick.
But the cow was absolutely delicious. And it was amazing that I got to eat a cow that I personally witnessed go through that whole journey, you know.
Especially like and
the blue tortilla, of course.
Yeah, that would have been something else.
From Chile.
Like how you're saying how like I don't know, like a quick example would be like you eat I don't know, fucking steak or whatever, just from the shops or whatever, and you know that cow wasn't. People probably didn't even see it get killed. Machines killed it. Like it just got killed by like on a conveyor belt, and there was no like intention or love for it. It was literally just like here's another one. Here's number 26. Blah blah blah. Chop it up and sell it to Coles. And
they don't use all the parts of it.
No,
you know what I mean? Or if
chuck
people,
it out.
sometimes people just buy the exact same part of the cow. Like, I just want a
Yeah, I just want the
ribeye steak or whatever it is, you know.
And it's
like they use the skin. Not just physically, but like spiritually speaking, they honor it.
Yeah,
you know? And that's massive, bro.
The book that I was reading on the plane to Melbourne today, I finally started reading it because Danny's been trying to get me to read it for years, and I finally had an excuse to read it because I don't have fucking aux cord on my phone to listen to music.
Yeah,
so like, mate, I'll bring a book. But check out this thing people have been raving out, this reading thing I've heard so much about. Anyway, I started reading the Celestine Prophecy, and in it they talk about I won't go into this whole story about it in it, but like there's a part in it where the main character is met up with these people in Peru, and they're doing experiments where there's people meditating to like vegetable plants growing, and they're meditating and they're putting their intent into it, and helping it, like mentally trying to tell it to grow stronger, and like giving it attention to like put the nutrients like to get it stronger and stuff. And they actually did these tests. I don't know if this is real or not. It's like based off like bits of truth and bits of fiction and non-fiction and shit to make a story or whatever. But anyway, if it's a story, whatever. But it's just reminded me of it. They did the test that plants that would just grow normally and sort of disregarded were just normal plants, but the same plants like spinach or whatever that was meditated next to, like people were putting their intent and focus, the plant actually had more nutrients than and grew bigger and everything, and it was like gave the person that ate it more nutrients than like it would normally, like by like a lot. And their experiment was our human intention, like, or what, I can't even find the words for it, but when we like, you know, the double split experiment, how like, if anyone knows the double split experiment, it's like when we're looking at it, like humans, we're sort of affecting the flow of what happens around us. Like, I don't know, it's almost like we have a weird way of interacting with the world around us by just like our mental attention to things. So when you get meat from like a fucking shit factory or whatever, you taste it, it's dead. It's dead meat. It's not going to give you anything, but maybe you might, you know, live till the next day, or you might like gain a little bit of like something or whatever. It's just matter that you're eating, and you might get a bit of nutrition out of it. But compared to that, to like what yous did, yous intently said like, we're going to honour you to the bull, and like saying like, you know, you put your intent into what it's going to be. It's like a ceremony, all for the 80 people, all for the bull and all that sort of stuff. And you said you eat it, and it was just like amazing. Like it felt like
medicine.
Yeah,
for real.
So it's like, what am I trying to say here?
And I think as well, like if you're gonna eat meat, you gotta like connect yourself to the reality, what's going on. Yeah, at the very least.
It's like on Avatar. How it's like, what do they say when they kill someone? Mawaya must be cut, or whatever they say. Like they fall into a prayer to it.
But I love that. You know?
Yeah,
she's like crying.
Yeah,
over it. It's not like just like some psychopath just slitting throats everywhere.
Chuck it in the factory because you can taste it. You know when you eat a fucking just a random bit of steak or something like that. You feel shit after it, like or you might feel good, or you might not notice at all.
I'm sure, for sure, like there's some basic nutrients, but maybe there's some unmeasurable stuff that we don't know about.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, because I can't find the words to it, because it's not. There is no.
We think we know everything now, but maybe in 100,000 years from now we're gonna discover something else that we can actually measure. Like, oh, actually, there's so many more factors to this.
And they'll be looking back in the past times and going, they almost got it.
And every era is like, no, now we understand. Now we've got it.
It's like, oh, yeah,
those people back then, no, they were barbarians. They didn't know nothing.
There's a bloody app on my phone that tells you if I press this, look for the. So there it is. There's the energy there. It's on there. See if you see it. It'll be on your fucking phone.
It will. It'll be an app.
It's like a fourth. Like I can see through the fourth dimension on my phone. Like, oh yeah, I can see. So there's a ghost over there. Move on, you prick. But like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. But like, it seems like if you were to eat, store-bought meat to that meat, there'll be a massive difference. And maybe someone who's just ate store-bought meat forever and they're like, oh, I don't reckon I'll taste the difference. It's just fucking meat's meat. But if they tried it and tasted the difference and felt how they actually felt, like on a mood level, I guess. I don't want to say energetic level, but like a...
Yeah. Well, because some people don't open the doors to those kind of energetic...
Yeah, you can easily close them off.
It's like the Aboriginals, man. A lot of the...
Yeah.
I don't even want to put like Indigenous people like above, like, oh, they're so special. Yeah. But at the same time, certain people who live a certain way for so long, they're so much more tapped into nature, the cosmos, being a human being, you know, they're not as distracted.
It's not fucking hard to like step back and see some like an Indigenous tribe full knowing how to work the land and read and tell when it's got to rain and could like, oh yeah, the kookaburra just told me that.
Yeah, this guy actually, my friend told me a story that the shaman, he said, he just like felt something, like some sort of I guess tapping into some energetics, and he's like, there's an earthquake coming.
Oh.
And then 3 hours later, it happened.
Wow.
Like things like that. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Just fucking tapping into this shit like, oh.
Just told you I was secretly just checking his earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, there's got to be one.
Just like the crystals, he probably has a bag of crystals and puts them like on the side of his cheek. Does a whole show about it.
But like you can tell the difference between there's that world and then thousands of millions of years or whatever you want to call it of that sort of history where it's there, it's been a thing, it's known about. Then you got some fucking fat kind of maccas just like sitting there like eating you and telling you what you should do, telling you what your medical choices
There's
should
no
be.
spiritual reality.
Like, oh no, just watch the bloody, it was on the news. If it was real, it'd be on the news. If it was real, it'd be on Channel 7 or something like that. Like, take your bloody this and that and bloody this. The news told me to, so you should bloody do it. It's just like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't need to explain that part, but like, you can tell the what's the word? I'm still bad at English. Polarities?
The polarities?
Polarities? Did I do good there?
Yeah.
What's that mean? The differences?
Yeah, like the contrast, the extreme.
But, yeah, it's like, you can tell when someone's fucking closed off or when someone's open to shit. Like, I can definitely open and close. When I can close myself onto it, but always be sort of aware. And there'll be times where I'll be like out in nature or something like that, and I'll really have a deep moment where I'm like super connected. At least I feel in my own experience that I've been more connected than I ever have felt. But I know that it's not to the extreme I could go of connectedness, but I can like recognize it in myself, and I can recognize it when it's not. Like I'll be walking in like a city. Walking around, fucking pinching my girlfriend's durry and smoking around, having a coffee as well, walking around in shoes and jeans and so. I'm in that reality at the moment, and I'm not thinking about stuff I usually would when I'm like out in nature,
God and nature.
And I'm like now I'm focused on like when's the bloody train coming? Like, well, fucking it's this late. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be there. It's just like you're not thinking about it, and then.
That's all a part of it, right?
Yeah, it's all a part of it. And then you're like, you have moments where you can step back, but like people are stuck in just that.
Yeah.
And I don't need I'm not a fucking astrophysicist to fucking explain that part, but or a paleontologist or whatever. I'm just rattling.
But it's not really an unreasonable reasonable to believe that some people who just live in nature are just more tapped into it. It's like any skill can be developed.
Yeah.
Like no matter if you're talking about being a skateboarder or a poker player or video gamer, you start to develop almost extraordinary senses, and you say it goes beyond just logic and reason. And you can just feel something.
Yeah.
You know, and then you can just go into that flow state and be a master at something.
100%. And people that just don't want to believe it, it's like, that's their choice. Fucking oath. If you don't see it, if you don't believe it, if you don't want to be a part of it, then that's what you're doing. That's amazing. You're blocking it out. That's incredible. Wow. You are
it's funny,
so blocked
they have the opportunity. They can experience that reality.
Yeah, because it's a free will.
They're just closing the door and just welling it shut. They're like, nah.
Yeah.
Invalid.
Hectic. I always used to think, like, back when I was like real heads in the clouds about it, when I was first coming into the learning about the esoteric.
Yeah.
Is esoteric. Did I do good?
Yeah. It's getting late. We'll wrap up soon. We're supposed to only go for an hour.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh shit.
Actually, I wonder how long we've been going.
Data, bro. I've got time.
Oof. We just can't help ourselves, but I love it because it gets better. Like the more we go into this podcast, like it goes more in depth, and it starts getting more interesting. You know?
Yeah, it's had a little bit of a spill.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Oh, that's all right. But I'll just quickly wrap up. What else? Yeah, I used to think, fuck, when how do I put this without trying not to offend anyone?
Who cares? Just offend if you have to. Just say it.
So you got your fucking dumb cunts and your fucking people that are onto it. No. Like I used to.
You got dumb cunts and sick cunts like me.
But anyway, that's like, at least I did have a little bit of that where I thought, fuck, I lost what I was going to say. Like, fuck, we smoking too much weed.
like what you think you have it kind of figured out, or?
No, I was going to say something like, no, that's what I was going to say. I had, at the beginning, I had trouble, like, thinking, why doesn't anyone question stuff? Or why doesn't anyone want to look deeper into what we actually fucking are as humans? And why do we not, like, you can have these amazing experiences that will make you go, oh, shit, that, it felt real to me. And that's what all, like, civilizations thousands of years ago used to actually talk about. And I actually had an experience of my own that made me go, whoa, when previously, like yesterday, I didn't feel that. Today I do. Like, and it can all be changed by a personal experience. And I was like thinking, like, there's so many people that can have that sort of connection for themselves, like whether it be nature or a religious experience or a psychic experience, supernatural, or whatever you want to call it, seeing a UFO or fucking something you didn't believe was real prior, and then all of a sudden you're open to it. And some people would like be able to tap into that so easily, and I thought I was one of them people that I was just lucky that I was able to experience all these like magical things in life. When before it was so just like sort of black and white, then all of a sudden it just went colourful. And then I started going, oh shit, there's two sides of the coin to life. Like, holy fuck, like, I thought this was all bullshit. And now it's like sort of in my face. And I'm like, I can't deny it of what I've seen. And I try, like, do you see that to someone? Like, I don't know what you're fucking talking about. And I realise that not everyone can see it. And it all depends on how open you are to it. Because I didn't see it until I actually let myself be, like, open to it, go, all right, show me, sort of thing. And then I actually started experiencing things. And then I like
delving into the unknown.
Yeah. And then I used to kind of look at people that doubted it or were just so blocked off, and I just saw them as like thick, like just like fucking, just open your fucking eyes. You're like, you're so dumb. Like, that's how I used to think. And like back then, and it was like a really bad way to think. And I was just like, or like
Yeah, we all go. It's like that spiritual ego.
Your spiritual ego where you just feel like you're superior. We're like, oh, these fucking dumb cunts don't know what they're fucking missing out on, sort of thing. Not in that sort of malicious sort of way of saying it, but like there was definitely a hint of me that I recognised that felt that. But then I started to look at it in a more funny way, where I said, metaphorically, I don't want anyone to get confused here. I don't like this is a metaphor or a hypothetical sort of thing.
Long symbolic, yeah.
That imagine if you will, every human being, every single person alive walking on Earth today is a god, or is like an incredible, powerful god. Every single one of us, and we've come to Earth and we've erased our memories. It's like playing a game. It's like you're God of all knowing and all the universe flows through you. You are the universe, you're everything. Before you came and being a human, you got, I'm going to play this game and I'm going to see how hard it is to remember who I am. To go into a human body, forget everything, absolute amnesia, and see how long it takes me to find my true self again and connect with that God self or your higher self, whatever you want to call it. And some people, like, it's easier for some people, and the ones that are so like come off just arrogant and ignorant and stuff, they're playing the game on hard mode. That's how I was like, and then I started looking at these real ignorant people that are just so closed off, and I'm started admiring them. Like my whole perception changed. I'm going, whoa, they're playing the game on hard mode so hard that they're probably never gonna fucking wake up and like figure their shit out for themselves. Maybe in a few other lifetimes or something like that. It's got to take forever for them until they figure it out. And then like, oh, Jono has been alive for 13 years and he's figured it out over just tripping on his skateboard, and he just like realised the secrets of the universe by bumping his head. When Joe Blow down the road is like nearly 70 and he's still sitting on his armchair going, it's fucking bullshit, all the fucking thing. Like some people are just playing the game on easy mode or medium mode or fucking hard mode. And I started looking at, as a hypothetical thing, of course, like I just thought it changed my my perception of not like how it was with the whole spiritual ego going, these people, they don't get it, they're fucking slow to it or whatever like that. Like that's not how I really said it, but in my like head, but it was more, it definitely had that sort of taste to it.
Yeah, so it's a way of thinking about it, because it kind of gives you more empathy on people who do have it harder.
Yeah.
And maybe they have more trauma in life. Or
100%.
But it's hard to break down those walls because of your whole reality.
Fuck
shifts. Because there's one thing, your whole reality turning upside down when you're young, but imagine when you're like 70. You're like, man, I've lived this whole life this way.
Yeah. And I haven't seen shit.
Yeah.
It reminds me of this real funny thing Billy Connolly said. You know Billy Connolly?
Yeah, of course.
He said this funny thing because he goes on about like angels and more like the religious side of things, and he says like, rubbish, angels, I don't believe in angels, absolutely rubbish. And he's like talking about this story about how someone's trying to convince him angels are real, and he's like, go ask any like an old woman, picture an old woman just walking up the hill like with shopping bags just biting into her fingers, walking up a fucking hill miles down the street to go home just to cook a man's dinner and be yelled at. Ask her if she believes in angels, she'll tell you to fuck off. And I was like, yeah, true.
So true.
It's all like perspective, and it's all it's all fucking perspective, and it's all like, no one should really give a fuck at the end of the day. We're all just on a floating ball, or a disc, if you want to believe that.
A disc, a dome,
or a dome, or a triangle. Yeah, I don't fucking. No one knows. We don't even know if outside that door is just infinite white space, and we are just creating this room. We don't know that. We don't know if we. I could go deeper and deeper where we could be all in a coma, and like then what's a coma? Like I could just
It just keeps going.
Keeps getting deeper and deeper.
Infinite rabbit hole.
I can't stop with my like. I'll stop.
We've gone past that time. We'll continue this after the wedding.
All right. We'll see how deep.
All right, bro. Thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate you.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks for ironing my suit.
Thanks for having me. I'll try to iron to like 2 bits.
Yeah, that's alright.
Just the crinkle bits, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
Tomorrow, spiritual union, joining into one flesh.
Yeah,
In
that's
front of everybody.
That's gonna be.
I'm taking breath from my eyes. Oh God, what am I doing?
Nah, I'm gonna cry at the wedding, man. I'm gonna shed a tear, I'd imagine. Like, oh dear. Nah, it's gonna be great.
Awesome, man. Alright, so guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Like, subscribe, go to subscribe on iTunes, Spotify.
Don't take anything I said, literally.
No,
ever.
take 100%.
Actually, yeah, take it home, believe it, write a book about it,
and never question.
live by it, never
a
question.
single syllable that he said.
Nah, seriously, I'm full of shit. I really don't know what I talk about.
None of us do, bro.
Nah, seriously.
That's it.
Thank you.